Boar's Head is bringing a slice of Japan to the deli. Introducing Boar's Head Ichiban Teriyaki-style chicken. Tender, slow-roasted chicken breast, coated in our signature teriyaki glaze, where ginger, garlic, and a hint of brown sugar meet for a flavor that's both sweet and savory. New Boar's Head Ichiban Teriyaki-style chicken. The bold flavor of Japan. Now at the deli. Only from Boar's Head. Compromise elsewhere.
Blog Talk Radio.
Here we go. Blast off.
This is True Capitalist Radio. True Capitalist Radio.
I am your host, the man they call Ghost.
The badass of business.
Give him capitalism or give him death.
That's it. Period.
Broadcasting from his Skyline office studios in beautiful downtown Austin, Texas.
You sound fruitier than a box of Fruit Loops, for Christ's sake.
And now, he'll take it from here. Your host, the prognosticator of prognosticators, the man they call Ghost.
Another edition of the True Capitalist Radio Show. This is episode number 24 since we've transitioned into the new format, so to speak, and I want to thank everybody tuning in live and in the archive. I can see we have a lot of people already in the live chat room, and I would like everybody to please retweet the program if you could. blogtalkradio.com/ghost. All right, is the official website, blogtalkradio.com/ghost. And I want to see another 300 people that we had in here yesterday. I know that we've had thousands of live listeners. Not everybody can tune in with us in the chat room. Other people are listening in to us via smartphones, iPhones, and all those little tablets and all the new electronical widgets, and I want to thank them as well. We got a lot of things to talk about today, a lot of things in the business news, a lot of things in the markets today. Markets are up based on earnings. If you would have taken wind to the Dell play that we mentioned yesterday, you would have probably been profiting generously today. Gold, metals, everything's up. We're going to talk about all that later. But first and foremost, folks, I want to talk about our first interview. The first interview that we have here on the True Capitalist Radio Show, and I want to, before we get to that interview, I want to thank this person for taking the time, effort, and energy to come on here and to let us in on this particular business. And, I know that this is shocking a lot of people, considering that this used to be true conservative radio, and now we're talking about an issue like adult entertainment. But you see, folks, this is why I'm no longer political. Once you start intertwining politics with capitalism, you don't profit. You're going to sit there and starve when the potential for profit is over here, or maybe it's over there. And now that we've switched over to the new format, where we're trying to entice everybody throughout the international community to conduct themselves in business, I'd like to give every aspect of business possible. This is not just a stock show or talking about commodities or anything on the markets in general. We're talking about straight business. We're talking about out there making capital, making money, being able to stack those chips, if you will, being able to generate revenue, and be able to obtain assets. Real estate, stocks. Who the hell knows? I don't want to pussy pamper everybody out here. That's what's unfortunate about this program. Everybody wants to be pussy pampered, and they call up, and they're like, hey, Ghost, how exactly do you make millions of dollars? Well, that's the game, pal. All right, wake up. Nobody's going to spoon feed your ass. But before I get on some, diatribe on any sorts, I want to introduce the person that we're interviewing today. This is the president of the Why Not Network. And for those of you that are unfamiliar with the Why Not Network, that's YNOT.com. It's an actual adult business portal, a business-to-business portal. It's not your typical porn website or adult entertainment website. This is actually focusing in on the business aspect. So potential investors that are listening in, that are looking to diversify their investment portfolio, this could be an angle. This is why I invited this gentleman on this evening so we can interview him. So without any further ado, I'd like to introduce Connor Young, if we can get him on the line here. Connor, are you there, sir? Hold on a second. I don't think we got him yet. These switchboards here, this is modern day technology here. Hold on just a second, Mr. Young. Hold on just 1 second.
No problem.
All right, I think we got you on the line. So how you doing, Mr. Young?
I'm doing great. How are you?
Not bad. I'd want to, first of all, before we conduct the interview, I want to thank you for listening and for actually responding to an interview when we emailed you, and I want to thank you for being here.
Oh, my pleasure. I appreciate the opportunity to talk to you.
The first question I want to ask you is, first and foremost, is now at this point in time, considering that the adult entertainment industry has pretty much penetrated the psyche of the mainstream. I mean, at this point in time, we've got MTV and, particular mainstream medias that are focusing in on, particular demographics that shouldn't be exposed to certain adult entertainment themes. They're obviously being exposed to it. Nobody's complaining about it. What I'd like to ask you as a potential investor, if I was to invest in your industry, is your industry saturated? That's the first question.
Yeah, I think the answer is yes, in a sense it's kind of saturated, but that doesn't mean that there's not a lot of opportunity still in the industry. There's a lot of people who are involved in adult entertainment in some aspect or another, but the level of success they have just is widely diverse. Some people are just making little websites and blogs to earn beer money. Other people are invested on a far more serious level to make a much bigger return. So there's always room for smart people, I guess you could say, in the adult entertainment industry, because we get a lot of people in the industry who are attracted to it because, hey, they like the idea of the lifestyle, they want to be around the girls, whatever it is.
Certainly.
And not a lot of them necessarily have a lot of good business sense. So I think there's always room for people who know a little bit about business and know what they're doing in general.
What should one expect? I mean, let's say somebody like myself who was a former conservative dropped all that political nonsense given our social landscape, and not just in America, but in the world in general. What would somebody, if they have, let's say, some considerable capital, and when I say anything considerable, I'm thinking maybe anything 10,000 and above, let's say 10,000 minimum. If I was an investor, what aspect of the adult entertainment industry would be viable? Let's say, I understand there's different aspects. Before you get into that, let's talk about the different aspects, the content creation, just go ahead and elaborate. I know there's different models to generating revenue in this business. Can you just elaborate on those?
Sure. Yeah. Content's kind of a tough business right now, right? Because the internet basically gives so much away for free. So if what you're thinking of is producing content, especially just generic adult content, you're probably not going to get too far in terms of getting a good solid return. So the way content pays off is if you have something that's just really unique. You have access to maybe talent or stars who just do something that you're probably not going to find out there for free on the internet that's really going to attract people's attention. Vivid's a good example of that. They're a company that finds ways to take advantage of the news, to take advantage of celebrity stories, et cetera, to draw a lot of attention to their content. There's a lot of parody content out there people are doing that's attached to known franchises as a way to try to generate something unique. But I wouldn't recommend really content specifically as an area to get into. Technology, I think, is kind of a more sound area to be looking at right now. So what we found is that when you're offering interaction basically online, if you're providing an opportunity for people to interact with talent, to interact with models, to interact with actresses, stars, etc., you're actually selling something that can't be stolen and pirated, right? So I can create a video and put it out there on the internet and try to sell it, and before you know it, it's up on what we call them tube sites in the industry, because they're spin-offs of YouTube, freely available for all kinds of people to download, and then you're trying to sell the thing, it could be problematic. But if you're selling interaction with other people, and that can be in the form of live cams, or it can be in the form of dating, or it can be in the form of social networks, etc., you really got kind of an experience that you're selling that you can't just throw up for somebody to download or pirate for free, if that makes sense. So I think anything that facilitates interaction and provides people with an opportunity to get out there and be social and meet really, attractive people and interact with them on that level, you've got an opportunity to really make some good money.
Interesting. So the convergence of technologies and how technology is evolving is basically gearing towards more the independent actor or the independent content creator via interaction with live content gatherers, so to speak?
Well, a lot of you're talking about independent individuals. If you're talking small-scale businesses, we have what we call them solo girls. A lot of models who are maybe kind of working with some people, a small business, etc. Yeah, sure. They're using cam sites and cam networks and other sorts of social networks to get themselves out there and promote themselves, and some of them are making a pretty good living doing it. But the point is
in that particular arrangement, like for instance, I'm on the Blog Talk Radio Network, and initially when they kind of vetted me to get on this particular network, they we had a negotiation of a particular percentage based on ad revenues, so on and so forth. It's evolved since then. Is that what generally is the model for anyone who's investing or a potential investor in the adult entertainment market? Is that what the specific model is?
You mean in terms of them being vetted and
well, no,
and then some sort of
not necessarily
the percentage
being vetted.
You're talking about.
Yeah, exactly. The percentage rates and upsells. I sell this, and the person providing technology is getting maybe 60-50%, whatever the case might be. The actual content creator is getting 50-40%, whatever the case might be. Or what's the new model evolving to? I do remember reading in the 90s in certain business. Of course, certain dark quarters of the business magazines that I used to read, that the revenue generation, as far as internet adult business was concerned, was the pay model, which pay per month. And as you've been elaborating on that, I understand that maybe is phasing out at this point, and there is the aspect of interaction. Now, is a conglomerate per se in your industry, if they wanted to basically get models to interact, is that some sort of a kind of like what they did with me with the vetting situation? But do they provide certain things? What exactly is the model of that? Because isn't everybody really wanting to go out and become a porn star and show themselves off and get paid thousands of dollars, that sort of thing?
Yeah, if you're talking about, I think there's a couple of different questions here, but if you're talking about in terms of with the actual stars or models who are interacting, they usually are paid a percentage, right? So if you provide the technology for them, if that's what you want to do, say, hey, I have a network of a cam network, or I have some sort of a social network, and I could put you in front of my audience, and then you try to sell them on interacting with you, et cetera. Right. The models are generally getting a percentage for that, right? That's set by the technology owner, right? In terms of, you mentioned something about the pay per month sort of model. That was what would you call the subscription site model, which was really popular, I'd say, up until a couple of years ago. It's still in play, but it's not nearly at the level that it once was. So that would be where somebody's just purchasing from you, the website owner, a monthly subscription and you're making, recurring revenue every single month that they stay a member. That sort of a model, I'd say, is really popular with the really strong adult entertainment fans because it's kind of an all-you-can-eat sort of situation. They pay a certain amount per month, and they have access to all this content. They could just, access whatever they want. I don't think that's so popular with your everyday average person out there who probably isn't obsessing about adult entertainment on a regular daily basis, but every now and then when the mood strikes them right and they're out on the internet, they're looking for something to do, they're probably not looking for a monthly bill commitment. They're looking for something where they can spend a little bit of money and then, be done with it.
Certainly. And please forgive me if I sound completely ignorant about the business, because I am. It's just interesting that I know that this is a multi-billion-dollar business. There's a lot of people getting paid, a lot of people generating revenue for not only this country, but on an international scale. And as investors, we got to look at everything that encompasses any kind of profit. Now, another thing that I find interesting is that every time I happen to go to anything business-related and I have to stay in a hotel, they still happen to have hardcore pornography as an option to order on the television set. Now, the thing I have to ask you, is it the multinational conglomerate that's producing that particular network, be it Comcast or Time Warner or any of the other big conglomerates? Is it those particular companies actually either having the content that they're selling subbed out, or are they producing it themselves via some offshoot of some subsidiary of some sort?
Right. So see, the people running the hotel networks who are basically selling all the pay-per-view movies, everything from, your run-of-the-mill Disney movies on there all the way up to the adult entertainment movies, they're looking for content to fill these networks. So they contact companies like Vivid, and license out their content to sell on a pay-per-view basis in the hotel rooms. I'll tell you that that's kind of that used to be extremely lucrative. I think that particular model, though, is not nearly as lucrative as it once was. And again, content being so undervalued right now because there's so much of it, I don't think most people are likely to make a lot of returns. And in other words, the percentages they're going to get back from these pay-per-view networks are not going to be very high unless there's somebody like Vivid and they just really have, the top content.
So as you see it, I mean, you keep mentioning Vivid, and believe me, I've heard of Vivid. Everybody who's, you don't even necessarily have to be involved in the adult entertainment industry to know who they are. They produce a lot of talent, a lot of models that have been widely known, even penetrated the mainstream. But at this point in time, is the adult entertainment industry evolving into something that at this point in time we don't know where it's going as far as a profit model is concerned?
Yeah, I think so. What we've seen on the internet is that so much of the content is being given away for free now by certain companies that it's kind of hard to explain. But if you could take a pie chart of all the adult traffic and you could see where is it going, it's now actually pretty well concentrated in a couple of different sources. I mentioned tube sites before, so I don't know if you want me to mention URLs, so I won't. But there's a few of them out there.
No, you can if you will, because I'm assuming when you say tube sites, it's similar to video portals like YouTube, that sort of thing, but geared towards the adult entertainment aspect.
Exactly, right. So you can find sites like RedTube, for instance, or Pornhub, or sites like this, and they're free. So when you show up, you get a YouTube-style interface, and there's just a ton of video content, really long clips, not little short teaser clips, and it's all free, okay? So by doing this, by giving away everything, the milk, the bread, the eggs, and everything, some of these companies have managed to amass just a huge portion of the adult traffic. So to give you an example, I was up in Austin for South by Southwest in the past year and was speaking to a crowd there with my business associate, and he asked the audience, how many people here have heard of RedTube? And literally the entire, these were a lot of younger college-age students who had come to, hear the seminar, and pretty much the entire room raised their hand. They all knew about it. So it's kind of like to the point where the younger generation looks at getting adult entertainment for free as something of a birthright. And to some of them, and I'm talking not the hardcore fans now, which maybe let's say that's 10% of the population. Now, how do you reach the other 90? They view it, the free content, as something of a birthright. To pay for it is kind of an insult to them. You know, they feel like I would never pay for that. You could just get what you want for free. So where I think the model is moving is, how do you use then adult entertainment as a lure? Because when you're talking being able to attract millions and millions of people, you know, to a website. Now, if you could sell them something else, you know, whatever it is that you've got to sell them while you've got them there, you're going to make a lot of money. So the way at the moment a lot of the tube sites are monetizing their traffic is by selling some of that live interaction that I'm talking about, to a lesser degree, some of the monthly subscriptions that I'm talking about. But generally, they're selling all adult products. Now, you mentioned earlier that.
No, I didn't mean to interfere there. I'm reading the chat room as we're speaking. In the chat room, that's exactly what they're saying. They're saying, you know, who pays for porn anymore? Does there anybody that really pays for porn? It's exactly right. They're starting to throw tube sites that they're familiar with. I mean, that's got to be a threat to not just the potential adult investor, but the current adult investor at this point in time, correct?
It is, in a sense, and that's why I would put the stress on providing technologies and not on providing content, right? So the companies that have done nothing but shot content, and that's how they've made their money in the past, they're struggling. Now, the tube site operator really, at the end of the day, isn't making their money off of the content. They're making their money off the platform. They came out with something that's in demand. Did it upset a lot of the other businesses in the industry? Absolutely. They can stand it. They lost a lot of their business, and a lot of the traffic that they saw went to these new tube sites. Is it a hit with the consumers? Is it a hit with the people who are on the internet and where they're going? Absolutely. That's where they're headed. So the question is that how do you then, take back some of these people, right? Because right now I think a lot of the traffic is highly concentrated. And then how do you sell them something once you have them? And this is where I'm talking about it takes some creative people. Now, there is a stigma associated with adult entertainment. So, like, let's say I want to sell, people who are coming to my site, I want to sell them software. Now, if I go to Adobe and I say, hey, I want to sell Photoshop on my adult site, they're going to say, can't touch it. Sorry, we can't have you selling Adobe Photoshop on this adult site. So this is where the trick comes in, and this is where you need a clever entrepreneur. Because if you can find a way to lure people in and then offer them something else that they want while they're there, while you have your attention, well, you've got a moneymaker. But it has to be something that you're able to sell in association with an adult entertainment site.
Now, do you think that at some point the bigwigs of the adult entertainment will all get together, just like many of the other medias have, the music industry, the movie industry, and actually go after individuals that are infringing upon intellectual properties for profit? I mean, henceforth, the tube sites. Do you think that this is a potential possibility? And if it is, do you think that in itself could hone in the explosion of access of free content that's widely distributed? And I'm sure most of it isn't the actual people posting it on the site.
Now, I think some of the companies are doing that. They are starting to look like, especially with the BitTorrent sites, finding the people who are sharing adult content on BitTorrents and putting out lawsuits. And there are some hurdles there. The courts aren't used to this. It's a whole new area, but we are starting to see some of that. Will it change the availability of free adult content on the Internet? Not a chance. The Internet's an international medium, so maybe some of these companies who are having their property infringed upon might find that they can make a good amount of money by, suing the people who are distributing it without the right to do so, and that might be a profit margin for them. But at the end of the day, it's not going to change the environment, because you could have people setting up shop in just about any place all over the world, and it's a little bit hard to track people down when they're in some of these smaller countries, I guess you could say, or less easily to reach locations in the world.
Or,
and they just run the business
they don't abide by international economic law of any sort. They're just, in these remote areas that can basically provide these run-of-the-mill, all-you-can-grab content with adult entertainment. Am I correct? There's just nothing you can do about it.
No, there's not, right? So I think that what you do need to do then, if you're going to be in the business, is look for, like I said, other ways to sort of exist within this environment. That's the environment you're faced with, and you have to find a way to coexist. So that might be, like I said, creating something that's really unique. So let's say I have a specific model or a specific scene or something that you're not going to necessarily find on the sites. If somebody's saying, I just generally want adult entertainment, they can go to a tube site, get it for free. But if they really want to see what you have and it's not up on that tube site, well, then you might be able to sell them something. If you're talking about, like I said, the live interactive experiences, once again, that's not anything you can get from a tube site for free. If you're talking about dating, social networking, just connecting people together who share certain, beliefs or lifestyles or what be it, that's again not something you can steal from a tube site. And it's also a matter of if somebody can put products in front of people in association with an adult site without the maker of that product, worrying about the ramifications of that, or the political fallout of that, then you've got another possible moneymaker. So there's a lot of options. It's just if all you're trying to do is sell content, it's going to be a tough climb.
Interesting way that you're projecting the adult industry. It's at this point in time, I think the adult industry is looking for innovators to deliver content. I mean, do you think maybe we're falling backwards as far as the industry is concerned? Maybe the model at this point in time would be, just opening up, adult shop, brick mortar, and going from there with the diversity of products, or is it at some point going into something where it's going to be dominated by big names and, anybody that's small time is not even going to be significant, just as much as, some of the things that we see in the movie industry, that sort of thing?
Well, the great thing about the adult entertainment industry, and I actually didn't choose it specifically, I sort of fell into my current position, I guess you could say, but the great thing about this industry is that, because there is a stigma, the opposite side, the positive side, means I don't have to compete with GE directly, right? So you've got some of these big giant companies that really are selling adult entertainment, like as you pointed out. I mean, you can load up your menu on Comcast or most of these cable networks or satellite networks, and you can find a lot of adult entertainment, which to me makes them Larry Flint in my book. I really don't see the difference, but at the end of the day, they have to have a certain amount of separation. Because they've got political concerns, that may be lessening a little on some of them, but it's still way too strong. They can't touch it directly. So that means that if you're a smaller time player, like if I want to sell coffee, right, I got to compete with Starbucks. If I want to sell books, I have to compete with Barnes and Nobles and Borders. These are like really tough customers to try to go up against, right? You really got your work cut out for you. In adult entertainment, you're not dealing with entities that are that large and that dominating, which means there's a chance for the more moderate-sized operation to really find some success.
Interesting. Well, I know we've only got you here for about maybe 10 more minutes, and the thing that I'm very interested in is if I was a potential investor coming into this, and let's say I understood everything that you just explained, that content is pretty much, copied, taken, put on tube sites. You can go out. You could probably beat your head in trying to pursue these copyright infringers, and it's not going to happen. So inevitably, these models of pay per user, paid subscription sites is not necessarily the best or the most innovative approach to go. What about the advertising model? Are there still people making money in the affiliate programs, much like somebody who opens up a blog per se and is able to go to one of these link share or one of these pay per click or pay per sale type tracker systems? Is there still any kind of validity in possibly throwing down on a potential network of free sites, for instance, and leasing out content and possibly selling some affiliates or putting some banners or using other type of technological models to sell other type of products? Is that even valid at this point, or is it too saturated?
Sure. Right. Now, if you're talking about something like that, you're probably talking on the lesser side of returns in terms of, and not ridiculous returns, but you could make some good money doing that if you do it well, right? So, for instance, I have an associate who runs a blog network where basically all he's done is create hundreds of blogs, like lots of them. So it's all about quantity instead of quality in this particular case. And they're kind of updated on a regular basis with just simple posts, pictures of models that you can get to use from affiliate programs with a little bit of news maybe of what they've been up to, et cetera, et cetera. And through the quantity there, he's feeding all that traffic to affiliate programs, and he makes a pretty good amount of money. So the cost to run them is offset by what he makes back, which is not bad at all. Now, is anybody going to buy a private jet with that sort of money? No. But are they going to maybe be able to pad their income, make some extra cash? Absolutely.
Certainly. And one other aspect of the business I wanted to talk about is older mediums. Let's say phone sex lines. I still see those up and running. You said more interaction. I'm sure there's video websites that allow the technology to be able to broadcast and have payment, that sort of thing. But what about the older mediums? Is there still any validity in those? I understand that the 1-900 or the 1-900-like business is fairly lucrative given the fact of we got convergence of technologies, and before to open up one of those things was like $30,000. Now you can get it up for about $2,000. Is there any validity in that? That's a question I had in the email when I read it here.
I have to be honest, that's not really an area that I've seen too much activity in. There may be some people quietly making some money in there, but I don't hear people talking about it. I remember we're really internet focused. I remember the first industry conference I went to was supposed to be a kind of a joining of internet and then what they called them the audio text, which was the phone sex individual who came before the internet crowd. And man, I remember all of us from the internet crowd wearing a big smile because times were so great, and the phone sex people looking at us like, oh God, we hate you. You showed up, you wrecked our business. So we didn't get friendly looks from that crowd. But because there is probably not a lot of competition in there, it's reasonable to think somebody could make a good little living because they wouldn't have a lot of competition if they did it well. But the internet really is where everything is at this particular point, and unless you just really were looking to scrape what's being ignored, I guess you could say, and try to profit off of it, I think if you really wanted any growth or any potential for the future, you'd want to look elsewhere to the internet.
One last question, and we'll go ahead and let you go because I know that you're probably pretty busy. I want to thank you for calling up and conducting this interview. If government regulation, for any reason, these teabaggers are in office and or whatever right-wing, ultra-right-wing conservative movement comes into power, and regulation hits the adult entertainment industry really, really hard, would that in turn be a positive or a negative for the industry as far as profits may go up based upon the scarcity of that's going to incur because of that regulation? Or do you think it's just too big that the adult entertainment industry will leave California or they'll leave the United States and they'll just go elsewhere and they'll just produce the adult entertainment there?
Yeah, absolutely. It's just the cat is out of the bag. There's an international marketplace now for everything, not just this industry but all industries, and there's just no way. So, like, you mentioned California. California is, and I think, I understand where they're coming from. I really do. They're contemplating laws that would require condom use in adult films, right? And again, I completely understand the intent, and I think it's a good intent. The problem is that if consumers won't respond to that, the companies will simply shoot elsewhere. So at the end of the day, you'll drive the revenue out of the state of California, and you'll drive it someplace else. They'll shoot in Eastern Europe if they have to. I mean, people can go anywhere they want to, in today's marketplace. So all you'll do is drive the revenue out of California. It won't change anything at the end of the day, and it's one of those unfortunate things to where no matter how well intended they are, it probably won't have an effect. Now, I've seen in terms of other regulation or outlawing adult content, there's lots of groups that want to are nostalgic for the old days when, like, I know the Reagan administration and the first Bush administration invested a lot of time trying to target content they thought was crossing a line. So they would call it like obscene content. And they actually put a lot of people in jail over it in that particular time. There's nothing that they could do in terms of trying to target one guy who they think crossed the line, or trying to push laws that are requiring you to use this technology or that technology. There's nothing they could do that would work anymore because of the fact that the internet is so international. So, for instance, I'm a father. I have a 10-year-old son, and my response to the internet is not to turn him loose on it, right? So I wouldn't take him down to New York City and drop him off and say, have at it, I'll pick you up at 5. I wouldn't do that, and I wouldn't turn him loose on the internet. He doesn't have a free email access. I don't just let him go anywhere he wants on the internet. It's just one of those things. Now, if the United States government passed a law that said, okay, we're not going to allow you to put adult literature. Let's say they said we're going to make you move all the adult content over to a .xxx domain name, like some people want, for instance. So it's all going to be over there. And they passed a law tomorrow, and every single American company was to abide by that law and move their content to .xxx. And parents can just turn off .xxx. Okay, let's say all that happened by some magical wave of the wand. Would I then turn my son loose on the internet? Absolutely not. There would still be so much adult content coming from every corner of the world that it's not even funny. And in addition to that, there's other threats out there on the internet for kids that go beyond just adult entertainment. So I think that people need to be realistic about that, and there may be some right-wing groups that want to do this out of the other. But at the end of the day, it just won't make a difference because the internet's just too international now.
Unbelievable how convergence of technology is even affecting the profit margins of the adult entertainment industry. It's really unbelievable, man. Unbelievable.
It's the same problem the news companies are having. They're struggling with it as well. News is now free. They used to charge for that. Classified ads are now free, with Craigslist. It's kind of a similar problem. There's a lot of similarity, actually, between those two situations, more than you'd think, actually.
Unbelievable. And you know what, Mr. Connor Young, I want to thank you very much for tuning in and actually conducting the interview with us. We have a lot of people that are hesitant in conducting the interview on this broadcast because we're a little rambunctious and, we kind of say a lot of things that's on our mind. But once again, this was a great interview. Thank you very much. Is there any website of yours that you would like to spread to the audience that could help a potential investor? I know that you are the president of the Why Not Business to Business Network. Is there anything else?
I would say just for now, yes. Just ynot.com is our website, and if anybody had any specific questions, they're welcome to register for a free account and drop us a contact.
Thank you once again, Mr. Young, and I want to thank you. And I know I sound like a bumbling jerk here, but it's our first interview. Sorry if I'm a little rusty, but once again, thank you. And if you can, spread the word in your community about the True Capitalist Radio Show.
Will do. I appreciate the opportunity to talk to you.
Thank you very much, sir. You have yourself a good day.
Okay, thank you.
That was Connor Young, the president of the Why Not Business to Business Portal Network. That's ynot.com. Of course, we talked about how the pornography industry or the adult entertainment industry is getting saturated. There's a lot of situations happening in the convergence of technologies area that is prohibiting profits. I mean, I remember in the 90s there was a lot of adult entertainment entrepreneurs out here that were making serious cake, that were making serious capital, So I was just, curious to figure out if there's any more profit still being, coming out of the pornographic industry. And I, like you, all the people that are listening in out there, hey, you can get pornography for free. You know, you can get adult entertainment for free. I mean, I'm just as bamboozled. Like, hey, is there anybody still paying for this stuff? Is there anybody still paying for the pay per month prescription or subscription, whatever the hell you call it? I mean, good God. Anyway, I want to thank everybody for listening to that. I know I got a lot of flack from people that used to be conservatives. I can't believe that you're sitting there, Ghost, and you're falling in line with the devil. And you're going to interview somebody that's in the pornographic industry. Get back behind me, Satan. Get back behind me. But I thought it was a pretty professional, business-focused interview, just as I anticipated it was, because that's what we do here. All right? That's what we do here at the True Capitalist radio program. We make sure that every aspect of profit is covered in this program. Now we're going to take some callers here, and at the same time we're going to go over all the crap that we were supposed to go over in the beginning of the broadcast. Now, before we do that, I didn't want to drink while I was conducting the interview. I was trying to sound as professional as possible because, it was a serious interview. I mean, I was curious, man. I mean, there's some money to be made in the pornographic industry. I'm going to throw a couple of bucks as a silent partner with somebody and see if we can make some freaking money. But the thing is that, Connor Young basically said that, it's saturated, baby, Here, I got me a Negra. The other day, if you look back in the archives, I actually got a 6-pack of Miller High Life. They actually had the white model, the white blonde-headed bimbo on the can. I can't find those anymore. I don't know if it's because of Black History Month. They now have a black model here. So here's to the Negra. Oh, yeah, that's what I'm talking about. My old man and my grandfather used to drink old Miller High Life, boy. Whew! Pretty good. Anyway, before we get into the business news, I want to hear from you. What do you think about Connor Young? What do you think about the adult entertainment industry? Are you a subscriber to any of these adult entertainment websites? I want to hear from you. 646-652-4869. Let's go ahead and take some callers here. We got Jahar. Jahar, what's going on, Jahar? We can't even understand you, for Christ's sake. You're using some kind of 386SX computer with a 14.4K modem, and the voice packets from your little computer can't even lift up to the damn server so we can hear it. So that's why you came in kind of muffled and crackled and distorted. Benjamin. What's going on, Benjamin?
Hey, yeah. I watch a lot of porno, and I hope your wife gets cancer.
You better be smoking some good crap because you just completely ruined it. You get no lulls, you stupid limey. No wonder your damn country's being overtaken by a bunch of milky-looking foreigners out here. And they're rebelling against you tea drinkers. Why don't you go and worship, the Queen, you prehistoric monarch, a barbarian piece of crap? I mean, anybody who's still worshiping a monarch gets no respect from me whatsoever. No respect. Anyway, let's take some more callers here. 760, you're on the air.
Is this me?
Yeah, it's you. What's up?
What's up? I heard a lot of this talk about Satan, and that doesn't fly with me, all right? Satan's my Dark Lord and Master, and you don't talk bad about him, all right? You just don't do that kind of shit. Doesn't fly with me.
Is that supposed to be funny? Is there some jerk off next to you laughing? Is this supposed to be funny?
It's supposed to be funny. I'm fucking demolish your face with my finger if you're brother,
I mean,
right?
see, this is what's happening. I should have asked Connor Young this. I should have asked Connor Young, look, do you think that with the oversaturation of porn, you have like what you hear here on 760? Are you there, 760?
I'm talking about guys shoving holes and shit up.
I mean, do you hear there's like 4 or 5 guys back there. You can hear them all in the background. I mean, don't you think that there's a problem when you got 4 or 5 young, pink Willie Pecker shafts together on the internet, talking about, I mean, it's just disgusting. It's really disgusting. This is just major fail going on. You know what I mean? Major fail. Who's representing these assholes? Is E-Bombs representing these people or 4chan? Because this sucks. No lulls whatsoever. As a matter of fact, I'm going to get down to the news now because there's nobody calling up with any kind of bulls. Up in here. Anyway, let's get down to the stuff that we were supposed to talk about. We're supposed to talk about the Dow Jones Industrials and the stock market. Of course, it was up. It was up. And the reason it was up, it was because good earnings and mergers and acquisitions. Mergers and acquisitions was up, and I pretty much predicted that when I blogged about the AOL takeover of the Huffington Post, and you can read about that blog at ghostpolitics.blogspot.com. But if you look back in the archive yesterday, I did say I'm long on Dell Computer, and if you would have cashed in today, you would have made some serious capital. But let's go over the market, shall we? The Dow Jones Industrial closed out at about 12,288.17. It increased today 61 points, 61 and a half points to be exact, at an increase of 0.50%. The NASDAQ closed out at 2,825, an increase of 21.21 points. A percentage increase of 0.76%. The S&P 500 also increased with the gains, folks. So all the investors that are listening in, you know that at least your portfolio at least took somewhat of a rise. It was up 1,336 at an increase of 8.31 points, and a percentage increase of 0.63%. And if we continue, we look at the commodities. I want to get through this as quick as possible so we can get some more callers here. But if we look at the commodities, folks, of course, Brent crude is up. The sweet crude is up. And folks, like I've said, I know there's been people that give me crap about the play that I've been saying about crude oil. But I don't know if you've been watching the news as of late. All right. The Suez Canal has been, basically creeped up upon by the Iranian Navy. Yeah, Iran has entered the Suez Canal, and now Israel has thrown some boats in there. So do you think that's going to increase crude oil? Huh? Like all the investors out there reacting as if this Egyptian revolution was some kind of great thing for society. I mean, don't you understand that oil prices are going to go up the ass? I've been saying this for the longest time, for Christ's sake. Now, everything that I have been saying is coming to pass, and now you're going to see some major increases on oil. You're already seeing it. You saw it there at the end of the day. Brent crude, $104 a barrel. It was up $2.60, a change of 2.62% alone today. Gas oil futures spiked up as well. It was up $9.50, a change of 1.09%. I mean, heating futures up $4.58. The sweet crude up 67 cents. All right, we got commodities up. All the sell-offs of yesterday's commodities, well, they're back in there. Canola up $1.20. Cocoa futures, once again, all the the sell-off of yesterday from all the consecutive games, they're back. They're back, up $53 on cocoa futures. Coffee futures were up today 50 cents from yesterday's sell-off. Corn futures, they kind of just stayed the same. They didn't really change very much. Cotton futures still continuing the climb, folks. I don't know how this is going to help people going out there getting their threads when you've got cotton futures going up and up and up. $7 today for cotton futures. Sugar up $1.01. Wheat futures are continuing their sell-off. It was down $13.50. Oat futures down $1. Lumber futures down $4. And wool futures continuing their sell-off from those increased spike gains at $10. Down $10, excuse me. And, of course, the metals, they're looking great. Gold was up over $1 today. Silver a little bit down, but I'm still good long term on silver. It was down 6 cents. Copper, of course, you were going to have a sell-off on copper. It's at its all-time high. It was down $6.35, but I still think the sell-off point is 500 on copper. Live cattle futures were up 40 cents, and of course, the gradual increase on live cattle feeder. Let me tell you, if you're wondering why that fat, juicy, artery-clogging triple cheeseburger or that damn sirloin steak or the prime rib is so expensive, it's because of this goddamn cattle feeder that keeps going up and up and up. It was up again today. I haven't seen it down yet. It was up $1.95. So yeah, the live cattle feed or the live cattle futures are down, and yet the cattle feeder futures are up the ass. I mean, cattle feeder is more than the damn cow. It's disgusting. Here, let me take a drink to that, for Christ's sake. I'm gonna take some callers here after this. Pretty good. 646-652-4869 is the number to call. We got some people here. 760, you there?
Oh, hey, Ghost, it's the tech guy.
Hey, what's going on, tech guy?
Oh, not much. I got myself some beer today.
What kind of beer you got, man?
I got some Canadian brand called Caribou's Genuine Draft.
Oh, yeah? What kind of, is it a lager? Is it a stout? Is it a bock?
It's a draft, genuine draft.
Oh wow, man! Yeah, so is it? So it's probably a lager then. It's got that like piss yellow look to it.
Yeah, it's not that great tasting, really.
Oh man, that sucks to hear, man. You got to have a beer that tastes pretty well, so you can chug it down. Have a good chugging session,
Yeah, it tastes okay. Like I get used to it after one or two.
Yeah, you let me tell you something. You hold your nose, chug about 2 of them, and before you know it, they're going to taste great,
Yeah.
So what's up, tech guy? Did you like the interview with Connor Young? You thinking about going into the pornographic industry?
Well, I think it's a really good interview. I do some marketing myself online. Well, I do some stuff through Google. My blog is monetized, and I have a YouTube video that's monetized. And I can't tell you exactly what I make on that, but it isn't nothing. It's right now it's peanuts, but in 10 years it might be rolling in like a lot better. In 2 or 3 years, I'll be making $100 every few months.
No, I mean, the online markets is where it's at. I mean, online business is where it's at. I mean, did you hear the evaluations of some of these social networking sites, some of these sites that haven't gone public yet? You got Facebook at $80 billion, according to estimates. You got, Twitter at $10 billion. I mean, this is just unbelievable. So you're absolutely right. I mean, anybody and this is why I continue to tell people they should get blogs, they should monetize stuff, they should go out and try to seek out an audience. I mean, it's a worldwide audience. There's 7.5 billion assholes. You can generate interest from.
Mhm. Yeah, it's a huge market.
Huge market. Are you kidding me? I love the internet. Love the internet. I mean, there's 7.5 billion people on the internet. You can gather around this traffic, and hopefully people listen in and learn something. If not, who cares?
Okay.
So how you doing, man? You still playing the guitar or what, tech guy?
Yeah, I've been playing the guitar for about 12 years. I've owned my own guitar, and I played about 2 years before that. So I've been playing guitar for about 14 years. So. Wow,
man. Yeah, you need to go out and get a band. You need to go out and get a band and make sure you dress.
I'm too old for that.
Oh, you're too old. How old are you?
I'm 32.
That's not that old. Are you kidding me? I'm old. Are you kidding me? I got pairs of shoes. I got pairs of shoes that are older than you, man. What are you talking about? 32 years old being old.
Yeah, I guess so.
They're making me feel like an old prehistoric piece of prostate-infected crap, man. What are you talking about? I still got a lot of energy, for Christ's sake. No, it's all right. It's okay. Hey, you want to plug your blog there, tech guy? Man, we appreciate you calling, man.
Yeah, my blog is smackthat9876.blogspot.com.
All right, man. I thank you very much for calling there, tech guy. We always, appreciate you calling in. We appreciate you listening. Let's take some more callers here, shall we? We got 805, you're on the air.
Hey, Ghost, I just wanted to say that was a really good interview you do with that guy.
Hey, thank you.
But I'm just saying with those pay-per-click and the pay-per-view stuff, you know, kids got no imagination nowadays, so it's real simple for them to just go on a website where everything's already splayed out and previewed. You know, they don't have live interaction at school or, you know, any type of social rating. They sit behind their fucking computers. So why are they going to want to go out and try to talk to a real girl even over the damn interwebs?
You know, I'm glad you brought that up. You know, I was watching some diatribe by Bill Maher the other day, and it had some validity, even though he's a socialist piece of trash. It had some validity. He was saying that in a recent article that he quoted that men at this point in time in America are actually going to porno as a first option for sexual release. I mean, it's getting down to the point where pornographic material is becoming the first option for sexual relations as opposed to an actual woman. And he went on this diatribe as if to say that, you know, it's, I don't know what he said it was, but in my personal opinion, I think it's just the social ramifications of things, some of the things that I've been talking about. You know, women at this point, women at this point in time are teaching their young daughters to marry somebody who's rich so they can take care of them, and that's how they base relationships, on material. They base, and not to say that finance should have nothing to do with it. You know, you don't want your daughter, you know, going with some stupid bum or something. But inevitably, this is why the relationship has just gone completely berserk. I mean, you know, one case in point, I keep saying it, Charlie Sheen. I feel sorry for the man. This is a guy who, you know, of course he's a partier. He's like every young man, goes out and, you know, philanders around. He was a big patronizer of Heidi Fleiss's business, if you will. Then he decided to go ahead and try out marriage with Denise Richards and, you know, have a few kids with that slut. And lo and behold, she leaves him for the guitarist of Bon freaking Jovi. Then, you know, he goes through that divorce and tries to say, oh, it's okay, it was better, it's for the best. Hooks up with Brooke Mueller, this stupid skankosaurus. And for some reason, Brooke Mueller wasn't happy, you know, with, you know, Aspen, Colorado, Christmas Eve, and for some reason started bitching. You know, for whatever reason, maybe Charlie Sheen had to get his pimp hand strong and maybe, you know, do something to this broad. And she had the audacity to call the cops on this guy. I mean, what were you doing, Brooke Mueller? Anyway, I don't mean to get off on that diatribe, but if you look at that scenario, that's much like what's happening to young males today. That's why you're seeing an increase in my view, in homosexual activity. You're seeing an increase in pornographic. Well, I guess you know, Go ahead.
You can either spend all week, you know, be rejected, or you can spend 5 minutes and get your jollies off too. You know.
That's exactly right. And you know, this is what I don't understand. You know, these women that are out here. What if, for some reason, because of pornography, because, you know, a lot of these guys are going out and doing, you know, the homosexual persuasion, what if women just become obsolete, you know, and they just, you know, nobody cares at that point? I mean, it's already getting to that point, obviously. I mean, you know, Bill Maher even said, this is a, you know, some...
No.
Well, what did you say, sir? I'm sorry.
Oh, I have no idea. No, I'm just.
No, I was just saying.
I mean, like, hey, we're pretty much. No, I was just saying, we're pretty much just left, you know, fucking each other in the ass. So.
No, I mean, you know, now you're being a jagoff, but seriously, I mean, you know, women are becoming obsolete at this point. I mean, you know, luckily I have a significant other. You know, I have a significant other that I hooked up with in a conservative portion of time, and it's a shame that most young men don't have, and even ugly and fat women. It's not a more conservative time so that they can hook up with somebody that actually cares about them, and you know they can build an actual team, like, you know, Bill and Hillary Clinton, you know, or something like that. No, everybody's got to be a, you know, obnoxious prick. Anyway, I'm taking more callers. 646-652-4869 is the number to call here. We're heading into the second hour of the True Capitalist Radio Show here in 1 minute. I'd like to thank everybody for tuning in with me. If you could please retweet the program and spread it around like wildfire right now. spreading around like wildfire. Here, let me take a chug of this beer. blogtalkradio.com/ghost. All right, that's the official website, blogtalkradio.com/ghost. All right, go out there, put it on your social networking sites, put it on the tweets and all that crap. Spread it around like wildfire. And as a matter of fact, we have an audio widget, the True Capitalist Radio audio widget. You can cut and paste and put it on your social media and actually simulcast the broadcast. Unfreaking believable. Convergence of technology. Anyway, we're in the second hour of the True Capitalist Radio Show. I want to thank everybody for tuning in. Once again, I already said the official website, the official blog, the official freaking blog of the True Capitalist Radio program is ghostpolitics.blogspot.com. All right, and whenever you're, sitting around, you got your tablet, you got your phone, you're in the crapper, read it and learn something. Read it and learn something. Anyway, I want to talk a little bit about, this attack that happened. For all you folks that aren't familiar, all right? There was a CBS reporter, and, she's a pretty decent piece, if you understand what I'm talking about. I'm talking about Lara Logan, okay? Lara Logan is a legitimate journalist. I'm not trying to compare her to that stupid bimbo, what the hell, Andrews. What the hell is her name? That Andrews broad, that bitch from ESPN. I even forgot her first name. I don't even care. That Andrea Andrews. What the hell was her first name? I forgot that stupid Skankosaurus's first name. The ESPN broad that was, found by some peeping Tom that, she was in front of her mirror checking herself out in her thong or something. Whatever her name was, all right? I'm not comparing her to that. I'm not comparing her to that ESPN bitch, all right? Lara Logan is an actual, she's an actual legitimate journalist. Even though she's, a decent piece of blonde tail, I think that she's a legitimate journalist, and I think it's a shame what has happened. According to CBS reports, Lara Logan, during this disgusting, despicable Egyptian so-called revolution, all right, this so-called Egyptian revolution, in the middle of it was Lara Logan trying to report the news, and apparently, according to all reports, Lara Logan got, sexually fondled by a bunch of Egyptian Jehudis that were in the midst of, celebration, or I don't know what the hell was going on, but she was, literally, according to reports, getting sexually assaulted by, disgusting Egyptian barbaric Jehudis. And apparently the only people that were there to come to her assistance were the women, the Egyptian women that, felt compassion. And, of course, the Egyptian army, had to do something about it. But inevitably, I think it's a disgrace. But it only attests to what I've been saying the whole time. I know I've been taking criticism because of the blogs I've been putting out about the Egyptian revolution, about the things that I've been saying about the Egyptian revolution. But once again, I think it's a disgrace to humanity, this Egyptian revolution. It's one thing to rebel against your government and have civil disobedience, or hell, make charge for the government offices and, take into custody the political talking heads and, take control of the authority, whatever. I understand that. But what happened in Egypt was nothing more than a post-Katrina wasteland looting job. There was nothing that was accomplished other than complete and utter chaos. All right, utter chaos. I mean, they were breaking their own people's shopkeepes. They were out there destroying people's crap. It was a disgrace. It was an utter disgrace. And look at them. Even though their stupid Hansi Mubarak authoritarian dictator is stepped down, to this day, reports are coming out that they're still out there pissed. They're still out there pissed off, for Christ's sake. So I don't give any credence to the Egyptian revolution. You know what I'm talking about? If you happen to be an Egyptian and you're taking pride in this so-called revolution, I want you to do something for me, all right? If you happen to be an Egyptian person that's taking pride in this disgusting display of humanity, I'd like for you to get up off your, King Tut ass. I want you to get up. I want you to stop what you're doing, all right? I want you to get up, and I want you to go to your nearest mirror, and I want you to look at yourself between your goddamn beady eyes, and I want you to spit in your face. All right? Spit in your goddamn Egyptian King Tut worshiping, olive skin having face. Spit in your face. And that's from me to you, you piece of trash. I'm going to sit over here and, oh, yes, the Egyptian, we're doing great. You're choking your own people by preventing tourism, you jag-offs. All right? You've destroyed the infrastructure. You've destroyed the businesses, for Christ's sake, Egypt. And then to top it all off, you got Lara Logan, who's a legitimate journalist. I mean, this is a broad, okay, she's a decent piece, okay, whatever. All right, okay, she, shows off a little bit of leg, okay, whatever. But she's out there in Afghanistan, man. She's out there in Iraq. She's an actual legitimate journalist. She's not some Erin Andrews bitch. That's who I was trying to think of. She's not some Erin Andrews who, puts herself out there in reports, with exposed shoulders and exposed cleavage, and wonders why, I don't want to get into it. But, Lara Logan, getting sexually fondled by a bunch of Egyptian Jehudis is just something that I just can't even imagine. I mean, I can only imagine what Lara Logan was going through in the midst of that Egyptian situation, trying to report the news, and you got these disgusting, despicable, smelly Egyptian Jehudis, just kind of, all over Lara Logan. I mean, I don't want to imagine, for Christ's sake. Good God. But of course, nobody's going to be brought to justice on this because, who's going to be able to, identify a bunch of Egyptian Jehudis? What a horrible rape that probably is. I mean, good God. Just some disgusting, smelly Egyptian that's been exposed to the elements for about 2 weeks after, rioting and looting in the streets, probably conducting themselves in all kinds of disgusting, sweaty, desert-like operations, going in and looting all kinds of grocery stores and all kinds of crap. Got the smell of old food and maybe alcohol and all this other crap, and you got this disgusting Egyptian Jehudi, just all over, poor little Lara Logan. I mean, it's just horrible. Just horrible. So I feel sorry for you, Lara Logan. My prayers are with you, and I hope that you somehow get over it. I know that you're going to have some post-traumatic stress, but that's just a shame. That's just a goddamn shame. It really is. Now, I know that she didn't want to wear the headdress, and she wanted to be, a rebel about it in Egypt. And rightfully so. I mean, who the hell wants to, go out and, but, maybe... I don't know. I don't know what to say, man. I'm just disgusted. I'm just disgusted that Lara Logan, got brutally, meat-holed by a bunch of Egyptian Jehudis. That's just, Jesus Christ. Can't even think about it. Anyway, let me go ahead and take some calls here. 646-652-4869. 678, you're on the air.
Yeah, I've been on unemployment for 50 weeks. I got 49 more to go, nigga, bitch, titties.
You stupid, silly bastard. Go kill yourself. How about that? Go kill yourself. Kill yourself! And we got a lot of people from 760 calling, huh? Where the hell's 760 at? Huh? And we got the ghost man going through the 760 area out there. Well, let me go ahead and take a couple of these calls. What's up, 760? Hey, 760, you there or what?
What's up, whore?
Hey, what's up?
You're a fag. You're racist. Dude, you
are you kidding me?
Piece of shit I think I've ever heard in my life. You're talking about that shit like if it's fucking this big deal, dude. She went over there by herself to fucking get an interview.
I'm a racist? Is that what you're saying to me? I'm a racist.
Dude, you're a piece of shit is what I'm saying.
I'm a racist? That sounds like a Mexican right there. Come on. Don't be player hating on me there, Mexican, all right? All right? Don't be mad that they put a black woman on your Wettas, all right, on the Miller High Life Wettas. I'm not racist, all right? Like I said, I happen to have a lot of friends that happen to be black, all right? I happen to have a lot of friends that happen to be Mexican, all right? Don't be sitting here saying that I'm some sort of a racist man. As a matter of fact, I knew we were going to talk about Wettas, so I actually got, a Mexican. You heard him a couple of shows ago. I got Paco on the line. Hold on, let me go ahead and put him on the switchboard here. Hey, Paco, can you tell this stupid Mexican that, I'm down with the vatos, please?
Hey, Holmes, I know you're talking all this jale about the ghost and stuff, Holmes, but let me break it down to you like this, Holmes. He's down with la raza, Holmes. He's down with la raza, and all those putos out here talking all this jale, like, orale, he's a racist, and como que chinga. Orale, Holmes, let me break it down to you like this, Holmes. He's down with the people in the barrio, Holmes. You know what I'm talking about? He's invested in the barrio, Holmes. He got a whole bunch of businesses in the barrio, puto. Orale, what are you talking about? He's fucking racist, Holmes. You need to bow down. Hey, Ghost, another thing, Holmes.
Yeah, what's that?
I don't like the pinche negras on the fucking Weta, Holmes. I can't drink my Weta anymore without it tasting like Colt 45. Como que chinga the pinche negra on the Weta.
Well, I don't know what the hell to tell you there, Paco. I mean, it's just the way it is. I mean, Miller High Life, I guess it's because of Black History Month, they're putting on the black model on the Miller High Life packaging, man.
Well, I don't know what the hell to talk about. I don't know what to drink anymore, Holmes. I'm going to have to go, with the mayates over there and go drink some Old English 8-ball or como que...
I don't get it. What'd you say?
The mayates, Holmes. The black face, Holmes.
Oh, Jesus, that's horrible. Let me go ahead and put you on here. Let me go ahead and... I had to just put him on mute, for Christ's sake. I'm not trying to get racist here. I'm trying to show my cultural diversity. Do you understand? I'm cultured. I'm cultured. I'm not a racist man. I mean, damn you people that think I'm a racist man. Damn you folk. May the power of Christ compel you to realize that I am not a racist man. I love all races. Are you kidding me? I'm cool with everybody. I mean, everybody heard my boy, what was it, a couple of shows ago, my boy Tyrone. My boy Tyrone. I mean, I got a whole bunch of... I'm cool with everybody. I'm cool with everybody. Don't you understand that? Oh, Jesus Christ. Anyway. Oh, man, I'm running out of power on my microphone here. Oh, my God. Do you hear this crap? Do you hear this crap? Good Lord. Anyway, let me go ahead and throw on some William Devon. Hey, I'm going to take a break, folks. Y'all chill here. I'm going to charge this up, and I'll be right back. Here's some William Devon. Be thankful for what you got. For all you people that are complaining, my kids, my kids, my kids, be thankful for what you got. Listen to William Devon, baby. Go ahead.
may not drive a great big Cadillac, diamond in the back, sunroof top, big in the scene with a gangster lean, gangster white wall, TV antennas in the back. You may not have a car at all, but remember, brothers and sisters, you can still stand tall. Just be thankful for what you got. Diamond in the back, sunroof top, big in the scene with a gangster lean. Woo-hoo. Diamond in the back, sunroof top, big in the scene with a gangster lean. Woo-hoo. Diamond in the back, sunroof top, big in the scene with a gangster lean. Woo-hoo. Though you may not drive a great big Cadillac, gangster white wall, TV antennas in the back. You may not have a car at all, but remember, brothers and sisters, you can still stand tall. Diamond in the back, sunroof top, big in the scene with a gangster lean. Woo-hoo. Diamond in the back, sunroof top, big in the scene with a gangster lean. Woo-hoo.
You're listening to Ghost on True Capital
Capitalist Radio.
True Capitalist Radio.
All right, we're back. For all the folks that are tuning in and you're listening and you're wondering why I sound a little different, it's because I am on my damn cell phone, which is costing me per minute because it's off-peak time, for Christ's sake, which is really pissing me off, because I got a damn landline here in the damn office. Of course, that's on the corporation. But anyway, folks, if I sound a little bit different, it's because of the fact that I'm on this damn cell phone, and it makes me, maybe sound a little bit different. Anyway, I want to hear from you. 646-652-4869 is the number to call. We don't have any callers on the hold here, on the horn, so since there's no callers, let me go ahead and open up another Negra. Here we go. There we go. That's another Negra open. And, okay, now we got a caller. 646-652-4869. 851, you're on the air. Or 815, excuse me, 815.
I've started listening. I've been listening for about 10 minutes, and back to the thing about women and porn and such. In my opinion, it's almost it is a better idea because women are also, with all the influences from the culture we have nowadays, women are such a big pain in the ass.
I can't disagree with you. I mean, I could only imagine being a single man at this point in time. I mean, luckily I'm an older gentleman that, got my significant other during a more conservative time, but I feel sorry for you young people. I mean, I can only imagine that every woman that a young man, I'm sure you're a fairly young man, correct?
Yeah, I'm still in high school.
Yeah, well, I couldn't even imagine you at the high school level. You've got these high school little, twitchy little bimbos out here actually wanting you to pay for something for them. I mean, it's just embedded. It's monetary. They don't even know how to treat a man anymore. It's just a disgrace. So it's no wonder why gentlemen are going out here to pornographic material as the first option, as opposed to going out and whining and dining some bimbo, and you got to meet their parents, and you got to go through all this crap. And then when you finally go and, you're in the midst of actually hitting the skins, it's, Kim Kardashian and Ray J missionary style. It's disgusting. I mean, I get it, man, believe me. Do you have any bad experiences you can tell us about, man?
I dated a girl she dumped me a month away from our 1 year anniversary because she dumped me a month away, and she likes it tonight, but she dumped me for another guy because at the time because for a significant amount of time during the relationship I was going through a very hard time, a lot of family troubles. So I didn't like to go out much, and I'm from a I'm lower middle class family, and I never had money. So frequently when we went out, it would either be Dutch or occasionally I paid, and I don't like to admit it, she would pay a lot. But and she dumped me because I didn't like to go out very much because I also suffer from a severe social phobia. So she dumped me.
What social phobia? Is it like agoraphobia?
I don't have a specific name for it. I just feel very uncomfortable around people frequently.
I hear you. Yeah. I hear you. Go ahead, sir.
Yeah, and it's complete bullcrap. I tell you what. That
woman that you're talking, that young girl. How old is this young girl?
Year younger than me. So she's a freshman in high school right now. I'm only a sophomore.
Oh man. Oh geez. I was gonna say, man, we could give her a call right now, but she's a little underage. That could cause some legal ramifications. But let me tell you, I understand where you're coming from, young man. What's really unfortunate is the fact that most females are being fed by MTV, and they're being fed by Sex and the City. They're being fed by these ideas from, look at their mothers, for Christ's sake. Their mothers are becoming cougars. And why are mothers becoming cougars? Because these women, they're getting divorced. They're taking, their spouses for 50% of what they're worth. And then they have to pay alimony and child support. So, of course, they have the financial ability to become cougars. Of course they can go out and do what they want to do. They have the money to do it. So it's no coincidence that this cougar phenomena is relaying towards the younger generation, because they're only replicating what they're seeing. They're only replicating when they see their moms go out and get wined and dined by different Tom, Dick, and Harry, and they're going to the best restaurants, and they're being picked up in the best cars, and they're sipping the best champagnes. Of course, they're going to want to do the same thing, and this is what happens. And this is why you have a lot of bad relationships. And let me tell you, regardless of what these, females might think, when you break a man's heart, it's like, literally taking a, Acme brick and, bashing him right in the private parts. That's basically what it is when you got your heart broken. And you see, they don't understand that. They're emotionally impulsive. They're not. I mean, that means they can get over things. They'll cry and they'll be, oh, I miss him, and and then, before you know it, 2 hours, 3 hours goes by, their girlfriend calls them up, and they're like, hey, girl, let's go to the club, and we'll shake our asses, and we'll get our drinks paid for free. And before you know it, it's easy to get over you, because you want to know why? It's easy for a woman to go out and rebound. It's easy for a woman to go out and say, hey, I'm in the club, and I don't want to get screwed tonight. And you're going to have idiots, no matter how grotesque or ugly the woman is, you're going to have idiots actually volunteering and saying, oh, come on down, baby. And you see, a man can't do that. You can't go out and say, hey, I just got dumped. I want a woman to lay tonight. Are you kidding me? Some cop would probably arrest you for sexual harassment. And that's what the double standard is. It makes me sick.
And it makes me too. I mean, and being a teenager, I mean, with the social network, I have all these teenage girls who are Facebook friends, and I'm just like, I don't really put much mind to it. And you see on these news feeds, like, one day they'll break up and they'll have all these depressing and these updates about how nobody loves them and this and that, and then the very next day you see them off and about with another different guy, and it drives me insane. And then you'll hear them talking about how they want a sensitive guy who's polite and listens to the news, and then you see them.
They don't want a sensitive guy. They don't want a sensitive guy. You know what they
They're
want a
always
sensitive
talking
guy
about
for?
How they want a guy who treats them right, and yet you see them flirting with the black guys that have pants around their ankles and are obnoxious as hell. I mean, do you think that they, of all people, would treat them correctly?
No. Let me tell you, this is my point, okay? Why are black guys getting these chicks? Because they're going with the game. I mean, I don't know if you've ever been to a black club. I don't advise it because it's pretty rough, all right? But let's say you go into a black club. You know what, like, picking up a woman in a black club is? It's grabbing a woman by the hand and saying, yeah, come here, baby, yeah, come on over here, and just slapping her on her ass and doing a goddamn, lambada in the middle of the damn club. That's macking. That's like rapping to a female. Now, of course, you can't do that. I know that there's, Mexicans and whites and Asians and a whole bunch of other people that try to emulate the black rap. Don't do it. What you should be doing is not giving two rats asses about, these bimbos. Haven't you noticed that the nice guys, they always get their hearts broken, and yet the guys that give these women backhands, these women are like, oh, I just love him, and I just can't do it, and I can't send him to jail, and I can't leave him, I just love him so much. They do that all the time. And you want to know why it is, son? Because these women don't know what they want. They're emotionally impulsive idiots. And, I know they're going to call me a sexist and, I'm a bad guy, and they can do all that crap, but let's be honest, all right? Women have been, free for, since the 1920s or whenever the hell we gave them the right to vote. They've been out there doing whatever they wanted to do. They were burning their bras. They were muck diving. You know, they were doing whatever the hell they want to do, and instead of doing something productive for society, instead of going out there and saying, you know what, I'm a woman, I want to become something that innovates, I want to make the world better, I want to build, I want to create, I want to be a scientist. No, you know what they did? Sex in the City. That's what they did. You know what they did? Fucking Octomom. That's what they did. Octomom. They praised somebody like Octomom, some disgusting bimbo who mangles her damn face to look like Angelina Jolie, and then she has the ability to go into some damn scientist laboratory and have a turkey baster shoved up her meat wallet so she can get, you know, artificially inseminated with 8, 9, 20, whatever, how many children she has, and yet the women today are going to put her on a pedestal and say, oh, she is a poster child for woman liberation. We don't need men. We can have children without them. This is the mentality that a young man like yourself is dealing with, man. I'm sorry. You know, don't treat these women with any respect whatsoever. And, you know, the only woman that you should treat with respect, you know who you should treat with respect, 815?
The one that respects you?
No, don't even fall for that game. The one that has something to offer you. It's not about let's exchange our feelings. And even if you are lured by that, that's some bitch's game. You know, that's how bitches game, you know, certain men by, you know, intertwining into their emotional being. Because, you know, we as male creatures try to suppress our emotion. You know, we're not like women out here just, we try to suppress it. And, you know, these bimbos know how to kind of, you know, just kind of pull at the strings and just kind of, you know, pull the emotion out of you. So what I'm saying is that what you should do is go for a woman that's got something to offer you. I mean, look at Bill Clinton and Hillary Clinton. We know that they're not banging each other. We know that they, you know, Hillary, in my opinion, and, you know, everybody else's opinion, I'm sure, she's probably doing a little bit of muck diving. All right? I mean, this is my opinion. There's no proof of that. And we all know that Bill Clinton gets around like Tupac, for Christ's sake. I mean, this guy's getting more tails than a damn dirty toilet seat in a damn carnival urinal. I mean, this guy's getting major tails. Now, but the reason they're married, the reason he hooked up with Hillary is because Hillary had something to offer him. Clinton had something to offer Hillary, and no matter what, no matter any of the sexual deviations from their so-called marriage, no matter what, they had a pact. They had an understanding that they were going to progress, that they were going to be something. They weren't going to just sit around and let their emotional scholastic activities dictate where they headed for in society. And look at what they did. You have Bill Clinton being supported by a woman who was just as much mentally competent in the political game as he was, that backed him up and made him president. Now that he's already been and fulfilled his obligations, what? Hillary Clinton became a senator. Now she's Secretary of State. I wouldn't be surprised if she runs for president again. You understand? You have to have these types of relationships. I mean, screw all this other crap that Mommy and Daddy told you. I mean, you've seen Mommy and Daddy. They hate each other. You know? The only reason they're together is because Daddy doesn't want to pay Mommy the damn alimony and the child support, man. It'll ruin a man's life. It'll ruin a man's life. Anyway, I didn't mean to get on that diatribe, man, but you know what? It's better, you know, I know it sucks. You're in high school, man. You're going through puberty. You want to go out and, you know, get some banging sessions going on. But, you know, the broads that you do bang, they're going to want you to impregnate them. They're going to want you to do them without protection. And because, you know, hey, you're a young man, you're hard up, you know, you're watching MTV, and MTV is showing you teenage girls in sexually, you know, promiscuous positions, and of course you're just acting naturally. And, you know, what's unfortunate is that when you impregnate these women, you're trapped for life, man. You're trapped for life. So my advice to you is, just like you said, you know, just pornographic material, man, and worry about your money. Worry about making capital. Because then, if you want a piece, just look at Charlie Sheen, man. He had you know, what was it? He was criticized for having a cocaine binge and having a house load full of like 20 porn stars. I mean, you know, give me a break. You want to know why he's got 20 porn stars going out there to his house and, you know, God knows what he's doing with them? Money. Money, money, money. And that's what these bimbos, want to continue to, utilize as a focus of emotional manipulation of men. Well, then get the money and go out there and purchase these bitches like products. That's all I can say, son.
Yeah. The sad thing about it is no one wants to admit it, but you're perfectly right. And I mean, my only explanation is just because to be honest, I've thought about this a lot. Is that it's just I've only come to my theory is that women are more influenced by natural human emotion than men are. I mean, because if you're a smart guy, you would know that humans are greedy creatures. We're all greedy sons of bitches, and the women, they know they can utilize that. So by pretty much.
And you know what, son? Let me explain. I want to thank you for calling. Let me explain something, okay? We just finished talking to Connor Young from the Why Not Network, who is a business-to-business portal as it relates to the adult entertainment industry, okay? And I know that there's a lot of pornographic gatherers that are listening into the program. I'm sure there's a lot of people that watch pornography, all right? I know I used this reference earlier in the show, but I'd like for everybody to just, get acquainted if you happen to be over the age of 18, of course. All right? I'm not, if you're under the age of 18 and it's illegal in your area, don't do it. But, there's a little site called Meat Holes. All right? Now I know that I know that people are going to be like, oh, my God, that's disgusting. I mean, I'm going to explain this. I don't want people to go and watch this pornography because it'll completely mentally dement the way you look at females afterwards, okay? You got this guy on this pornographic website that completely defames and violates on the videotape, certain females, I mean, in just the most dramatic fashion, the most, I've never seen anything in my life. I'm sure there's worse, but this is pretty bad, And I look at this, and I'm thinking to myself, are you kidding me? I mean, women are actually subjecting themselves to, slaps in the mouth and, being choked with the male private parts and being... and the guy on one of the clips that I saw actually told the woman that's, getting, completely sexually violated. He actually tells this woman to look into the camera and say, hey, look, Mommy, I'm a effing whore. Hey, look, Mommy, I'm a piece of, S-H-I-T. I'm not joking. And women are doing this. Now, why are they doing this? The money. The freaking money. And that's what I'm saying, folks. I mean, this is the way the new America is. I hate to keep saying it. That's why this is True Capitalist Radio. I want every one of the people that are listening within the sound of my voice to find that significant other and actually, have some sort of good union, just like a Bill Clinton and Hillary Clinton, just like all the successful people. Every successful, wealthy man had somebody standing by them. Or a successful woman standing by them. Either one. I mean, you've never heard of a successful man who is out there who's gotten divorced. And I mean, it doesn't work. It doesn't happen, man. You have to make sure that your significant other gives a crap. Anyway, 646-652-4869. We're going to take a couple more callers here. Let's see, 408, you're on the air.
What's poppin', Ghost? It's Goofy Bone.
Hey, it's Goofy Bone in the house. What's going on, man?
Hey, Ghost, how you doing? Happy Black History Month. And happy
you're damn right. Hey, did you happen to hear the interview with Connor Young earlier in the program, man?
No, I'm going to have to catch that in the archives, but I had a couple questions, Ghost. The stock market was on the up and down today. Did you fare out pretty good? Because I just evened out.
No, everything's pretty good. Remember, especially with your type of investing, man, you just have to wait, for trends in the market from 3 to 6 month periods. And what you have to speculate on is what's going to be the absolute high of a specific equity that you invested in. What people don't realize is that the only people that actually make money in the market day to day or day traders. And to be a successful day trader, you have to have at least $25,000 of liquid available to be able to, put into equities on a basis of a click of a mouse. And this is the only way that you're actually going to make money day to day on the market. Of course, you want your portfolio with your diversity. You don't want to just put all your eggs in one basket. You want to diversify your stock portfolio. You want to diversify your, if you have real estate, you're invested in some gold. You're invested in some artwork. You're invested in classic cars. You're invested. There's so many different investments. You want a diversity because if one thing goes down, you can fall back on something else. Mike Bloomberg, one of the richest men out here, the mayor of New York City, he said today because of the Bernie Madoff story that's making headlines. We're going to talk about that in a little bit. Bernie Madoff came out and started naming names and saying that the banks should have known better because nobody makes 20% gains on a consistent basis as he did. So based upon that, he's claiming that the banks that he conducted business with, not to mention, indirectly saying the investors also should have known by the consistency of 20% gains every single time. And this is why people don't realize that you can't just throw all your eggs in one basket, specifically the stock market. But stay in there, man. You got GE stock, right?
Sure do.
What else you got, man?
I got here. Let me tell you my portfolio.
Go for it.
Another thing about that Bernie Madoff thing, man, is that if the banks knew, the banks should have reported it. So it's like, come on.
Well, he's claiming that the banks subtly knew that they knew he was, doing something nefarious because he was beating the stock market, and he was beating it every single time. Every time that it came down to yearly annual increases in his fund, it was constant 20%, 15%, 20%. That's unbelievable. As a matter of fact, people that were invested with Madoff started getting a little bit of arrogant cockiness at people that were individual investors because they're like, oh, yeah, so my guy's got 15, 20% every year, and yes, there's nothing you can do about it. Well, once they lost all their money, look at them now. They're pissing and moaning. I don't think that anybody that invested with Madoff should get one red cent, and that's my personal opinion, man, because anytime you put your entire life savings in anything, not just one man, but in one stock or one business or one commodity, you're destined for disaster, just as the people in Egypt. Just imagine the shopkeepers that invested their entire life savings into an Egyptian shop of some sort, and they got looted by these damn Egyptian Yehudis that were out here, sexually fondling Lara Logan out there in the middle of the streets. Just imagine, that's it. You can't rebuy any more product because they've looted everything. It's all destroyed. So that's why I'm saying you can't put all your eggs in one basket. You got to diversify, man. It's a tricky game, man. Tricky game.
All right. Well, you ready to hear what I got?
Let's hear it.
Okay. Well, of course I got GE. I got 1,500 shares in GE. I have 4,000 shares in Yahoo because I live out here, and Yahoo was one of my first jobs, so I had to go for Yahoo. Even though they're on
that's a good job, but I think Yahoo's a good play because I think that they're completely decimated as far as their stock is concerned, but they're destined for a takeover. I announced once the AOL Huffington Post merger happened, I announced on my blog that it's going to be merger central, that we're going to see mergers and acquisitions go up. And we're starting to see that as time goes by, and I think that Yahoo is a good play for a potential merger. And we've seen any talk of any kind of mergers, drives the stock up, tremendously. So go ahead, man. I didn't mean to cut you off.
Yeah, no, it's okay. I got Yahoo, I got AT&T, I got GE, I got McDonald's because I heard what you said about McDonald's, and they're doing all right. And then of course I followed you with Caterpillar. CAT, I have them. I have 1,100 in them and 1,000 in McDonald's. And then I of course, for the PO people, they go to Metro PCS, so I put 1,000 shares in Metro and PCS. That's their price. And
that's funny, man.
I'm a dog lover, so I went for PetSmart, and I have 1,800 shares in that one. And they're
I would stay long on Caterpillar, man, because Caterpillar, believe it or not, is going to be benefits to Barack Obama's $3.73 billion budget. Because they're talking about building some more infrastructure and this and that, and Caterpillar builds the machines that builds infrastructure that logs big pieces of material and puts it into place. And these are companies that are destined to make even more profits, whether it's through the private sector or through public initiatives. So as high as it is, I think that it's destined for even more money, man. I think that Caterpillar's a good play.
Yeah, so that's my portfolio right there. I mean, I got quite a few chips up in there, but shit, they're gaining their capital, and I thank you, Ghost, every day.
Yeah, definitely. Let me explain what I got in the True Capitalist portfolio that I've suggested within the past several weeks. I've got Coke, which I advised everybody to buy in on February 4th. If you got in on it, you got it, somewhere 53 and change. I got it at 53.16. Today it was down today 6 cents, but it still closed out at 54.68. So if you had invested 1,000 shares of Coke at February 4th, you would have increased your value on your money 2.86% and gotten a gain of at least $1,520. Dell Computer yesterday, I was talking to an individual who was saying that they were going to buy some Intel stock, and it asked me any other stocks that I think would be spiking upward, and I advised Dell Computer. And if you would have got in Dell today early in the morning, you would have been able to get in at 14 and change. It closed out at 15.56.
Oh yeah, 11%. I heard about that. I heard about that.
Well, they exploded in earnings. I actually said that yesterday before the earnings came out. GE, I know you bought in on that. It's been gradually gaining. So you were expecting a sell-off, but the sell-off wasn't that bad. It was down 2 cents. But when I advised on it on February 8th, you probably bought in on it at $20 and change of some sort.
It was 21.02 when I bought it.
Yeah, I mean, that's even better. I got in at 20.81. And even at that rate, if you bought 1,000 shares, you're up 3% on your money. At 1,000 shares at $630. I announced GM on last Friday, February 11th, and I announced it at 36, even though you probably could have got in on it a little bit less that day, but I just put 36 to be conservative. Not to say that I am a conservative. But $36, and since then it's gradually risen, and their earnings should be coming out at any point this week. But they've been gradually rising. They were up 64 cents today. They closed out at 36.75. And if you had bought 1,000 shares, February 11th, when I announced I was bullish on GM, you would have made an increase of 2% and an increase of $750. Same thing with Intel. Intel, I announced it on January 28th at 21 and change. I got in at 21.46. It closed out today up 30 cents at 21.75. It's up since I announced I was bullish on Intel, up 1.35%. You would have made almost $300 on your money if you would have invested in that. And I made some bad plays. I'm not trying to say that I'm the best here.
You pick them good though, Ghost. I got to give it to you. You pick them very, very, very good.
Well, the Chinese precision steel, because it was kind of one of these petty stocks that's manipulated by the day traders. I got in at $2 and change, and it's gone down since then. But if you look at the earnings report, it's up. It set a record earnings report, even though the market's not generating that. But once the stock market as a whole retracts, and investors are looking for profit, these are one of the stocks that they're going to go into. I'm still bullish on China Precision Steel. Another Chinese stock that I was bullish on is Xinhuan Real Estate. XIN is the symbol. I got in on that and was bullish on that on February 11th, and it's gone up 2.92%, almost 3% since I announced I was bullish on that. But one that I'm really disappointed in is Skechers, and I think that everybody needs to sell Skechers right now if you happen to own that piece of crap stock. As a matter of fact, tomorrow I plan on calling Skechers. Yeah, I plan on calling Skechers headquarters on the air and asking what the hell are they doing when you've got everybody else in the retail sector profiting their asses off. There's something going on in the headquarters, something going on in upper level management. We're going to get down to it, and we're going to talk about it. I'm going to call.
Do you know at one time Skechers? Skechers was like at $40-something at one time.
No, I think that it'll still go up to that point, but what sucks is that, here you are reporting for fiscal year, 2011 or 2010, fourth quarter, which is the holiday season, and every economic indicator gave that it was positive. That there was increase in consumer spending, there was an increase in productivity, there was an increase in a lot of things. And for some reason, Skechers probably spent too much money, I guess, hiring a disgusting, despicable bimbo, Kim Kardashian. But they didn't meet up to the street's expectations, man. I think it was disgusting. Even though their sales increased, if you look at the data, their sales increased, and yet their profits were down. So what does that mean? That means disgusting, despicable upper management. We're calling them tomorrow. As you can tell, Skechers, I said that. We're calling them tomorrow. We're getting down to the nitty-gritty. We're going to do it live on the air there, Goofy.
Hey, Ghost, another thing I wanted to ask you. The other day I was at the park, and I was conversating with somebody, and I was telling him my points of view, and I was telling him I'm a capitalist. And he gave me a speech, and he made me sound like I'm the Antichrist of the world. How do I attack somebody when they call me something like like you're just against everybody else, and you're only out for yourself?
Well, let me explain. Unfortunately, Goofy, you live in California, and in California, we've got a bunch of milky-licking pieces of liberal communist trash that want to do nothing but collect money from the government entitlements, welfare, government cheese, or whatever the case might be, and they want to be able to smoke pot every day and watch Maury Povich and gobble down food down their gullets like a garbage disposal. And that's basically what they want to do. That's why they embrace these collective ideologies like communism, like socialism, because that's what these communists make these dumb simpletons believe. Because, you see, the communist bureaucrats, liberal bureaucrats, socialist bureaucrats, all right, what they do is they manipulate. They manipulate the simpleton that's out here believing that somehow if you elect this person, that they're going to give you everything that you want, that they're going to give you a car, they're going to give you a job, they're going to give you money. I mean, that's how these bureaucrats stay out money. How do you think these authoritarian governments stay in power for so long? They manipulate enough of the people into believing that they ain't got to do jack, that they ain't got to do nothing. So when somebody tells you, Goofy, that hey, you're a bad guy because you're a capitalist, you're the Antichrist of the world, you go tell them to go and take a bath and put a plugged-in hair dryer and just throw it in the bathtub with them. All right, and that's all you got to say. All right, that's all you got to say. I got my mic sounded bad. Oh, Jesus Christ. Anyway, let's go to another break then, since my mic sounded bad here. I'm going to go ahead and change mics. Hopefully it does the trick. And, Goofy Bones, stay on the line there. Since everybody's calling you an Antichrist, let me go ahead and put on a song that they can really, sink their teeth into, if you will, all right? Here we go. Oh, yeah, here we go. Oh, yeah, look at all the communists out there. They're all pissing out on all the communists. They're all
You're listening to Ghost on True Capitalist Radio. True Capitalist Radio.
Yeah, well, I'm back. All right. I fixed the mic here. Hopefully the new mic stays charged. Can everybody hear me? Is this goddamn thing on? Hello? Hello, can everybody hear me here? What's up with my mic? Hey, you know what? Don't worry about what's up with my mic, all right? Shove it up your ass is what's up with my mic, all right? That's what I'm saying. Analyst Mike. Analyst Mike is asking what the hell's wrong with my mic. You stupid piece of trash. Just sit there and shut up, all right? Anyway, let's take some calls here. As a matter of fact, we're in the third hour of the True Capitalist Radio program. I am your host, the man they call Ghost. And once again, if you're tuning in live with me, please retweet the program. Don't be a milky-licking piece of nipple-clamp-loving, butt-plug-up-the-ass-looking trash. Go out there and, post it on your social networking sites. Go out there and retweet the program. Tell everybody no. Spread it around like wildfire. All right? blogtalkradio.com/ghost is the official website of the True Capitalist Radio program. That's blogtalkradio.com/ghost. All right? Put it on your tweets and put it on your message boards. Put it on your social networking site. Whatever. All right? Anyway, folks, I want to thank everybody for tuning in with me. What we're going to do here, we're in the third hour. At the first hour, we had an interview with Connor Young, president of the Why Not Network, the adult business-to-business portal. Then we talked a little bit about, the Egyptian situation, how Lara Logan got, sexually assaulted by a bunch of Egyptian Yehudis. We talked a little bit about we talked about a lot of things, all right? Talking about a lot of things. So, anyway, let's go ahead and continue, shall we? Bernie Madoff, I know we were talking about that earlier. Bernie Madoff, he's naming names out here. This asshole's actually trying to sit here and say, hey, let me say something. I mean, the bank should have known better. I mean, I wasn't the only one complicit in all this, ridiculous Ponzi scheme nonsense. The bank should have known. Let me tell you something, Bernie Madoff. All right? You should have known because you're the only one manipulating this whole Ponzi scheme of taking people's investments and offsetting them and making them look like profits. And, of course, he's trying to take other people down with him, that sort of thing. So, you know how it is, folks. Anyway, what's going on? We got no sound here? Huh? We got no sound going on? Let me see here. No, we got sound, you assholes. Shove it up your ass. All right? Shove it up your ass if you ain't got no sound, all right? Let me take some calls here. What do you think about Bernie Madoff? 704. What's going on?
Hello?
Hey, what's up?
Yeah, I was going to talk about the Bernie Madoff situation. I'm glad you brought it back up. What was the latest news on that?
Well, apparently, he's talking to some New York Times reporter and naming names and saying that the banks were complicit with his, with his undermining scheming of this pyramid garbage that he was conducting himself in.
Hello?
Yeah, shove it up your ass, you stupid fruity bastard. All right, 218, you're on the air.
Hey, Ghost, you hear me there?
Hey, what's going on, man?
Hey, Ghost, going back to the topic, you were talking about the adult industry relationships and even Optima and stuff. I just wanted to go back and touch on that for a second here.
Go for it.
All right, I love the ladies personally myself, but sometimes the guy just needs to smoke the pole. Dabble in the skin food. You ever smoke the pole there, Ghost? Get some surprise butt sex?
Are you kidding me, or are you being serious?
Son?
Are you being serious, or are you actually taking it up the pooper and trying to promote it, or are you just being a facetious piece of garbage? Yeah, look at him. He wasn't even expecting that. Look, he was expecting me to act completely different. He wasn't expecting me to ask him a question. Then he was silent. Huh? You were silent like some stupid stepchild that just got your ass beaten sit there and shut up, boy. You're going to call up here and try to talk with the ghost man. The least you could do is sound off like you got a goddamn pair of nut sacks. All right? All right. Let me go ahead and take some more callers here. 646-652-4869. Before I move on any further, please, spread the word about the True Capitalist Radio Show. You understand that? True Capitalist Radio Show in the house. Let me go ahead and take some more callers. We got Long John Scarlett on the phone. Long John Scarlett, what you doing, man? We know the game and we're gonna play it. Christ, another Rickroll, you dumb no having ass clowns. Are you kidding me? You see, this is another thing. This is another side effect of the modern day women turning into subliminal prostitutes. We're losing personality in men. You know, the males nowadays, there's no personality going on with these assholes. You know? I mean, seriously, there's no personality. I mean, all they can do, you heard the last caller, hey, Ghost, you like butt sex? And here I ask him a question, like, are you serious about that, or are you just, and he didn't know what to say. You want to know why he didn't know what to say? Because he's stupid. He's an idiot. So give me a break. As a matter of fact, I'm going to crack open another Negra on that note. Screw this, you know. I'm going to crack open another Negra, you pieces of trash. Let me go ahead and take a chug here. That's what I'm talking about there, boy. Anyway, 646-652-4869. I want to make a little bit of a diatribe on Bernie Madoff before I take another call here. Everybody who invested with Bernie Madoff deserved to lose their money, all right? How do you like that? How do you like them apples, Bernie Madoff investors? I don't care who you were. You deserved to lose your money. How in the blue hell are you going to put all your eggs in one basket and say, hey, baby, you know what I want you to do? I'm going to give you all my money, and I want you to make mo. That's what I want you to do. I want you to make mo money, baby. And, think that that's actually going to happen. You deserve it. All right? Anyway, let me move on with the news. Borders Books filed for Chapter 11 bankruptcy. So for all you assholes that like to go to the malls or the shopping centers and, jack around in Borders Books and, play the little gizmos and gadgets, well, they're going to start closing, a good chunk of those stores now because they got Chapter 11 bankruptcy because nobody wants to buy books anymore. Get that, huh? Nobody wants to buy books anymore. Everybody just wants to sit in front of the TV, watch Dancing with the Stars, or watch American Idol for the latest fruit bowl that's got a hamster hanging out his asshole, prancing around the damn stage saying, oh, yes, I'm Adam Lambert. Give me a damn break. 646-652-4869. 859, you're on the air.
Hey, we're from Kentucky, and I think you're an Egyptian Jehudi. Thanks. Bye-bye.
Yeah, that's it? Oh, my God, you're a stupid, sick ass. You said you're from Kentucky, and then he hangs up. Look at this. He hangs up. I don't expect nothing out of Kentucky, for Christ's sake. Are you kidding me? I don't expect nothing out of Kentucky. He's some stupid Kentucky Fried Chicken piece drinking jerk ass, probably whacking off to naked pictures of Colonel Sanders. Screwed up bastard. 805, you there?
Yeah, I'm here, Ghost. I got another question for you.
What's up?
Also, so you're talking about the porn industry and stuff like that. You're talking about the how the social sites do and stuff. Well, what are those internet dating sites come in with the today's society?
Well, that's a good question. Internet dating, from what I understand, is actually encompassing a little bit more than 1 out of every 4 relationships that are brought about in today's America. As a matter of fact, I think as days go by, that percentage goes higher. But the bad part about internet dating is that anybody can put anything they want in their profile, I can go up and pay some dating service all the money they want so that they can just put me as a member, and I can say, hey, look at me, man, I'm the guy who invented the paper clip, I've got a 15.5-inch John Holmes sausage between my legs, And for fun, I like to, break the necks of lions in the African jungle. And, I like to bench press 550 pounds just for fun, just so I can get the endorphin rush. I mean, you can say whatever you want. So, I just don't like online. I just don't like the online situation. I think it's disgraceful. I think it's stupid,
Well, yeah, I just think that it kind of takes the personality of the whole deal. Going to the clubs, you watch it with the,
well, I wouldn't even go to the clubs, man. I wouldn't even go to the clubs to go meet these skanks. The social ramifications of America, you don't even know where to go to meet a girl anymore. That's what's sad, or vice versa.
The Internet's so available to everyone, so I just want to know your idea on how that's affected, with the youth, and maybe how does that fall in with, the porn industry, and then the kids wanting to, get their jollies off with the computer rather than, trying to put some effort into a girl,
I don't think there's any correlation between, individuals that are, conducting themselves in date sites that actually want a real woman and correlating that with those that are just trying to, get their rocks off with porn as opposed to going out and getting them, bumping a real live one, so to speak. I think where the porn industry has affected social ramifications of things is the fact that they've saturated the mind of all kinds of deviant sexual ideas, and that eventually, as many girls as an individual is with, none of them are going to be able to satisfy the sick, twisted, demented stuff that a male has probably been exposed to on internet porn. That's my personal opinion. Now, do I have a personal opinion that, pornographic material should be out of the hands of individuals that are under the 18? Of course. But we're living in a day and age where parents aren't giving two rat's asses about their children. And if parents aren't giving a rat's ass about their children, well, what are they going to do? They're going to dump them in front of an illegal alien child care provider. And then they're going to dump them in front of a boob tube. And then they're going to dump them in front of a violent video game and a computer. And it's no coincidence why they think that, anything that comes out of a square rectangular box is reality. It's no coincidence, man. 832, you're on the air.
Hello, sir.
How's it going?
Pretty good. I was just looking at your blog, and I was looking at your post about Egypt and Google's role in these events unfolding.
Certainly.
So can you expound a little bit more about Google's part in this and how you feel that they're misusing their resources? I was really interested in that.
Certainly. Well, Google in the Egyptian Revolution, as a matter of fact, they claim today that they're proud of the Google executive, Wael Ghanem, who was the individual that orchestrated the Egyptian chaos via social networking sites. And what I was saying is that this should be something that everybody should be aware of, that the influence of such social networking sites in primitive minded areas like Egypt that haven't been developed fully into modernity. People that haven't been exposed to technological innovations such as mediums that interact and communication, that sort of thing. And I think that what Google did via this asshole, Wael Ghanem, whatever the hell his stupid name is, this guy is actually being put forth as some kind of freedom fighter of sorts. Because he was the one who organized this whole goddamn Facebook, Twitter revolution. This was not organically built based upon revolutionaries that really believe in something. The only thing that motivated the riots in the street in Egypt was the disliking for Mubarak's authoritarian rule. It's not as if there was not economic development taking place in Egypt. It's not as if Egyptian, people weren't being employed. As a matter of fact, the tourism industry, generates $300 million a day for the Egyptian economy. So, to sit here and say that it was about economics or it was, the PO wasn't even out there rioting. You know who was out there rioting? The middle class. The children of the middle class. It's disgraceful. it reminds me a lot of how the Russian revolutions and the Chinese revolutions started. In those cases, it was some, voiceful communist revolutionary who was crying out that, the infrastructure that the investors were building in their countries were somehow eliminating the culture of Russia or China, and that no one should be, subjected to capitalist slave labor, which, if you look back at the Russian, and I've said this time and time again, you look back at the Russian and Chinese revolutions, I mean, what made those communist models successful after they took over? What made Vladimir Lenin successful after he took over Russia? What made Mao Zedong successful after he took over China? Well, it was the infrastructure that was built by foreign investment that was, open at the time before the communist rule took over. That means railroads were built. That means factories were built. And what built fervor amongst people in these communist revolutions was the fact that, the peasantry of China and the peasantry of Russia started coming into the inner cities and started saying, hey, I need a job, I need to go out, I need to work. So they worked in these factories because there was a lot of manufacturing going on at the time, a lot of investments in the rail system. And lo and behold, what happened? They weren't used to working in manufacturing. They weren't used to it. They were used to peasant life. And, I know that peasants want to, sit here and claim they have such a pissant life. But you don't have to worry about anything as a peasant, You don't have to worry about anything as a peasant. All you got to do is, sit around and, maybe plow some fields and, get your little penance from the authoritarian rule, and that's it. It's a real easy life. You can screw anybody you want. You can wear anything you want. Very simple. But then when they started going into the inner cities and going into the manufacturing base, what happened? Well, they didn't like manufacturing. They didn't like these types of jobs that made them work. And all they had to do was just simple, repetitive motions. It's not as if they were even working their brains. It's not as if they were even, physically pulling, big pieces of material. No. It was just simple assembly line work. And because the assembly line workers at the time in Russia and China didn't like that, they thought it was, it's bad. I can't believe it, baby. They're coming into Russia. They're coming into China, baby, and they're taking us over. They're making us work for them. It ain't fair, baby. It ain't fair. And look what happened. You had a couple of communist criers like Vladimir Lenin and Mao Zedong feed into this disparity. Feed into this ignorance, because that's exactly what it was at the time, ignorance. Just exactly what it is today in Egypt, complete and utter ignorance. And for Whale Ghanem and Google to sit here and say that they are proud of what they accomplished in Egypt is a disgrace. It's an utter disgrace. Because all they did was manipulate a primitive people who haven't even been introduced into modernity. I mean, just imagine, it's taken all this time for American people to interpret media on television, to interpret correctly. And yet, even as sophisticated and as experienced as American people are to media, we're still influenced by it. We're still influenced by it. Look at Lady Gaga. Look at all these stupid gangster rappers. Look at all this crap that still influences us as American people. Just imagine these simplistic Yehudis in Egypt that are sitting here reading some stupid blog or some stupid Twitter account or some stupid Facebook account by Whale Ghanem and Google. And you don't think Google had something to do with, the search results of these particular websites? You don't think Google has something to do with the accessibility to the general public of Egypt to cause this uprising? Of course they did. They came out today publicly and said, hey, we're proud of Whale Ghanem. We're proud of what he did. And let me tell you something. I think everybody should be terrified by what Google and Whale Ghanem were able to do. So 832, does that answer your question?
Yeah, yes, but like, don't you think that these corporations are just taking advantage of people, and that these huge capitalist corporations are just overrunning these people and manipulating them into trying to overthrow governments?
Well, no, it's not capitalism. You know, this is ideology. This is not capitalism. Because if it was capitalism, sir, the Egyptian market was already going into capitalism. I mean, I even had investors calling into the show saying that they were looking at their shops that they had invested in go into flames on CNN once this Egyptian revolution started. And what's unfortunate is that no one's going to invest in that stupid sand hole again, because these people are primitive barbarians that don't understand the ability, that don't understand that they have to contribute something in the economy. They got to be some sort of contribution to make civilized society. But instead, look at even today. Look at today's news out of Egypt. All right? Today's news out of Egypt is the fact that people are still protesting. People are still out in the streets. People are still bitching. You got different workers from different classes of people trying to differentiate from each other. I mean, they're infighting, for Christ's sake. And then you got the Muslim Brotherhood saying, "Oh yeah, we had to go into start the party." I mean, give me a break, man. Let me tell you, Google and Whale Ghanem, they should both be ashamed of themselves. They got blood on their hands. As a matter of fact, if I were Lara Logan, who got sexually assaulted by disgusting, despicable, greasy Egyptian Yehudi, men that probably smell like, pickled items, I would, start looking into, considering litigious action towards, these individuals that basically constructed this whole chaotic event. And you already know who I'm talking about. Anyway, I'm going to take some more callers here. 646-652-4869 is the number to call here. Once again, I think that this Whale Ghanem and Google should, not only take responsibility, but I think governments and nation states and individuals, international institutions, capitalists, the whole nine should look at this and look at the fact that emerging markets can be manipulated by these pieces of trash. These pieces of trash here. And Google should be ashamed of itself. As a matter of fact, I think that the consumer, the world consumer, should react to Google by not even using their products. Of course, people aren't going to do that because they're so used to just doing the simplistic things of, I'm going to get Google Gmail and Anyway, 646-652-4869, 859, you're on the air.
Hey, man.
What's up?
How you doing?
Well, what's your question? What's your excuse?
Oh, man, the other day I was walking up the street, and I saw one of them goddamn niggers, and they were doing each other up.
Shut up, you stupid, silly bastard. 251, you're on the air.
How you guys?
What's up?
Hey, I got many people wanting to know when you're going to do another puffing on the Magic Dragon.
You got many people wanting to know who wants to. I'm not going to puff on the Magic Dragon for a long time, all right? It scared me the last time I did it. I started acting like a jag-off. As a matter of fact, sometimes when I listen to the episode, when I decided to expose myself to tetrahydrocannabinol for the sake of preventing people from doing it, I felt a little strange. I felt a little bit, bewildered, to say the least, and it's just something I just don't want to participate in again. Although I'm out here in Austin, Texas, and whenever I go down there to drink some of the good stuff on West 6th Street, man, it seems like it's being passed around like it's no big deal. You know what I'm talking about? I'm sitting over there going, taking a piss at the urinal, and then I've got some, idiots up in here saying, hey, man, anybody need any weed, baby? Anybody need any cocaine, baby? And, it seems to be like no big deal out here or something, so, I don't know. I'll consider it. Who knows? Who cares? It really doesn't matter. I drink. Okay? That's what I do, all right? And I like drinking. You want to know why? Because it's legal. That's why I like to do it. And, I can drink all I want to, and you're not going to have some bureaucratic copper coming in here saying, oh, you can't drink in your own property, and when that happens, yeah, then we should have some goddamn revolution. You know, that's when we should have some revolution up in here. It's pretty good stuff, man. Pretty good stuff. Anyway, we got a little over 30 minutes left in the True Capitalist program here. I know that I've been taking a lot of crap, because of the Skechers move, and once again, all economic indicators showed that, things were supposed to be up towards Skechers, but apparently they paid this stupid, skanky, ethnic minority attracted bimbo, Kim Kardashian, too much money or the Super Bowl or whatever the case might be, and Skechers released today that their earnings weren't up to expectations. So I'm a sell on Skechers in the after hours market if you can do that as quick as possible. And I already named all the other stocks that I'm up on. And this was my one bad stock. But you know something, man? I got to tell you something. I make a lot of money. I make a lot of moves. I make a lot of decisions. That's a capitalist. Us capitalists, we have the balls. Capitalists are the ones with the balls that actually put their money where their mouth is, and not just some asshole flapping their fat Cheeto-stained fingers on the keyboard thinking that they're big crap, or not some fat ass just talking out, hot air out of his fat jelly-ass gut. Capitalists actually got the balls. Remember that. Put that through your psyche. Put that to your head. Capitalists are the ones with the balls. And, the Skechers move, okay, it was a bad pick. All economic indicators were saying otherwise, but you know what, man? You know what? It's hard out there for a pimp, man. You know what I'm saying? It's hard out there. It's hard making money, baby. It's hard being a capitalist, you know what I'm saying? It's hard for a pimp.
Things in the street, got a couple hoes working on the chain just for me, but I gotta keep my game tight like Kobe on game night, like taking from a hoe, don't know no better, I know that ain't right. Done seen people killed, done seen people deal, done seen people live in poverty with no meals. It's fucked up where I live, but this is how it is. It might be new to you, but it's been like this for years. It's blood, sweat, and tears when it come down to this shit. I'm trying to get rich before I leave about this bitch. I'm trying to have things, but it's hard for a pimp. But I'm praying and I'm hoping to God I don't slip. Yeah. Hard out here for a pimp. When he tryna get this money for the real. For the Cadillac and gas when it's spent. Cause a whole lot of bitches talking shit. You know it's hard out here for a pimp. When he tryna get this money for the real. For the Cadillac and gas when it's spent. We'll have a whole lot of bitches talking shit. Man, it seems like I'm ducking, dodging bullets every day. Niggas hating on me cause I got holes on the tray. But I gotta stay safe, gotta stay above water. Couldn't keep up with my hoes, that's when shit got harder. North Memphis where I'm from, I'm 7th Street bound. The niggas all the time end up lost and never found. Man, these girls take me through things, leave a big headache. I'm hoping every night they don't end up being dead. Wait, I got a snow bunny and a black girl too. You pay the right price and they'll both do you. That's the way the game goes, gotta keep it strictly driven. Gotta have a hustle tight, maybe change all these women here. Hard out here for a pimp. When he tryna get this money for the real. For the Cadillac and gas when it's spent. Cause a whole lot of bitches talking shit. You know it's hard out here for a pimp. When he tryna get this money for the real. For the Cadillac and gas when it's spent. We'll have a whole lot of bitches.
You're listening to Ghost on True Capitalist Radio. True Capitalist Radio.
Yeah, you know it's hard out there for a pimp, baby. You know what I'm saying? You know, I'm out there making my dollars, stacking my chips, you know, trying to spread the word about, capitalism. And you see, you know how I spread the word about capitalism? I try to help people make money. That's why when you listen to Ghost, it's like making freaking money, baby. You know what I'm saying? That was It's Hard Out Here for a Pimp by, what is that? I think that was the Terrence, what's his name version. What the hell is this guy's name? Terrence Howard version. I know that, Trey Six Mafia got the, Grammy, or what the fuck a Grammy? They got an Oscar. They got a damn Oscar for that stupid song. Can you believe that crap? You know it's hard out here for a pimp. You know your mama gonna suck on my mean. Yeah, I mean, give me a break. 859, you're on the air.
Cactus?
Yeah, shut up, you stupid silly bastard. You know what I'm talking about? Your dad should be injected with cancer of the penis. You stupid sack of crap. 111, you're on the air.
Hello?
Yeah.
Okay, I just wanted to ask you why you present yourself as if you're just better than everyone else. You talk as though you just...
Okay, let me shut you up there for a second there, Fruit Bowl. Why do I project myself that I'm better than everybody else? Because for the most part, with the exception of maybe 15% of the world, I am better than everybody else. You know? And you want to know why? Because, I could sit here and do this stupid internet show 5 days a week after, the day's business and today's trading. And, do this it's a fun thing to do. This is my drinking time. I actually write this off as a business expense, you asshole. You know that? That's how slick I am, baby. Because I am better than, especially you. You sound like some Fruit Bowl service in a glory hole somewhere. I'm sure I sound better than you. All right? So don't sit here and, give me this crap that I'm just some bad guy or something. So what's your excuse? Why are you complaining?
I'm complaining because I'm an asshole, and I'm going to talk about it right now. Because, okay, you're sitting there, I'm going to tell you right now, I think you're a fucking bigot, and you're sitting there.
I'm a bigot?
Oh, I'm American, I'm better than everyone else, and fucking I'm just going to drink it.
No. You see, this is where you're misinterpreting it there, Fruit Boy. I know that you're too busy playing with the pink team and, probably looking at naked pictures of Justin Bieber. But I am not an American, all right? I'm a capitalist, all right? That's what makes me better than everybody else, that I'm a capitalist. I'm not it's not the fact that I'm American. I'm a capitalist, baby. Don't you understand that? I can survive, and capitalists can survive in any government. You need to realize that. It's capitalism to the soul till the bullet hole. Remember that, fool. All right? You want to be gangster about something, be gangster about the money, Don't be dying for no colors. You need to be dying for $100,000 or something. You're sitting over here giving me this crap. And let me tell you something. 111, I know that it boggles your mind. You're probably, you sound a little fruity, with all due respect. You sound like, there was no fatherly influence in your life, so as a result you got this little femmy voice, this,
yeah, Ghost, I just think that you're just messed up, and you just think that you're just better than everybody else, and it's just not fair.
Well, what you need to do, son, is you need to let your nuts drop, okay? And you need to realize that you have to have a pair of balls if you're going to call up here and intimidate the Ghost Man. You understand? I walk around Austin, Texas. Nobody gives me any crap. You want to know why? Because it ain't nothing for me to whoop a man's ass. That's why. It ain't nothing for me to whoop a man's ass. Anybody who comes up to me and tries to talk garbage, I will put a boot so far up their ass that they'll be crapping out leather for the next 10 years of their freaking life. All right? And that's all there is to it. Here we go again with the mic. All right? The goddamn mic. It makes me sick. Anyway. I'm going to have to go to another break. I hate going to all these goddamn breaks, man. I hate giving all these stupid artists all the plug. They don't deserve it, you know? Anyway, since we've been playing a lot of black artists, I want to, replay one of the black artists that, deserves, a certain level of credit. This black artist has impacted society like none other. And I played him, I think, yesterday, and I think that you all deserve it. You people keep talking garbage to me in this chat room, and I really don't appreciate it, you pieces of milky-licking crap. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to go ahead and air one of the greatest black contributions of all time. Without any further ado, RuPaul, go ahead.
I have one thing to say. You better work.
You're listening to Ghost on True Capitalist Radio. True Capitalist Radio.
All right, what's going on, man? I'm back. This is my second cell phone. This is actually my personal home cell phone for all the personal family to contact me. I know I got a lot of phones, folks, but I can do that. I hope the IRS ain't listening because, I'm supposed to be writing this off on the corporation end, but who's looking? That's what I'm talking about, folks. Anyway, you're listening to the True Capitalist Radio Show. I am here every single day, Monday through Friday, 4 p.m. to 7 p.m. Central Standard Time. All right. Let me go ahead and take some more callers here. Let's see. One, no, I think we already had that asshole. James Worthington. What's going on, brother?
Hey, man. Can you turn your mic up? I've got no sound. Also, I hope your wife dies of cancer.
Jesus Christ. You stupid, limey bastards. I hope you choke on the Queen's crown. You stupid, dumb idiots. All right? You understand that? You people make me sick, you damn limeys. You should be kissing our freaking ass. And now that's all about 8 limeys back there. We're talking about, woman. Hey, Ghost, I hope you go there. You go you know what I mean? You stupid, limey, English, no-teeth having, George Michael worshiping, monarchy following piece of crap. Give me a break. 760, you're on the air.
Is that me?
Yeah, that's you. What's going on, man?
Oh, it's the tech guy again. I unpressed one, but whatever.
No, man. You got the hand up, from where I'm standing, but it's all good. What's going on?
I'm not doing much. I'm just I switched back to coffee. I'm a big coffee drinker. I've always drank coffee. I can't really stand that beer very much, but I guess I should have got some Old English. I used to buy Old English back a couple years ago.
Now let me ask you, tech guy, did you actually buy Old English because you watched like the Hughes Brothers movies, like Boys in the Hood?
No.
And, No?
No. A friend of mine recommended it to me, and I thought, this tastes really good. It tastes like, it doesn't taste like candy, but it tastes good. It tastes like a good, is that malted beer or something?
Yeah, well, it's malt liquor. You know how it goes. Yeah, Jesus Christ.
I don't know beer very well. Sorry.
Yeah, well, it's a little different than beer, there, tech guy. But anyway, let's start getting some more people. We got 18 minutes here left in the broadcast. We got who else we got? Hey, we got somebody from Austin, Texas, baby. Woo! Hey, 512, baby, you're on the air. What's going on?
How's it going, Ghost?
What's going on, man? Well, hey, you at in Austin, Texas? Why don't you come down here to 6th Street? We'll have a beer.
All right, sounds good. First of all, though, I just had a quick question.
What's going on?
A couple of callers ago, you called one of the callers a fruitcake, and then you played RuPaul, and I still have no sound.
Ah, you stupid fruity bastard. You're a 4chan in Austin? I mean, I thought that 4chaners, penetrated a certain level of poor demographic. I don't necessarily see that many poor people out here except for homeless folk. Seriously, I mean, I didn't realize this for this crap over here. There's some 4chaners out here, for Christ's sake. I mean, the reason I played RuPaul is because we're celebrating Black History Month, Fruit Bowl, all right? We're celebrating Black History Month, and Black History Month we're trying to, encapsulate all individuals who've made contributions to American society. And obviously, RuPaul, given the fact that RuPaul's still got a goddamn show, it's 2011, that song came out, 94, 93, something like that? I mean, they're still, they're still around, She's still around, or it's still around, or Shim is still around, for Christ's sake. I mean, give me a break. Anyway, let me tell you something for that idiot in Austin from 4chan that called me up. Let me tell you something. I'm going to be at Molotov's on West 6th Street after this. You come up here, you come up to me and tell me that to my face, and I'll stomp your teeth so far down your goddamn throat, you'll be able to chew your own fruity ass. You understand that, boy? You understand that, boy? You better understand, boy. Anyway, sorry y'all had to see that. 646-652-4869. 501, you're on the air.
Hey, man. How you doing?
What's up, man?
Not much. Just chilling. Man, I gotta tell you what, you're a hoot with these idiots, man. That's what's up. Well,
there's a lot of them, man. There's a lot of them.
Yeah, let me tell you. Well, I gotta say one thing. I'm not quite sure how I'm gonna make it in the world today, man. I was kicked out of my house when I was 16. I'm 19, living on my own right now. Got a kid on the way, working a job, you know.
Oh shit, man.
Going out on pipeline, and man, I don't know how to cut it with no sound.
Well, you know what? Shove it up your ass. That's what you should be doing. How about that, you piece of crap? Anyway, we got Ken Moore on the line. What's up, Ken Moore?
Hey, Ghost. I want to thank you. You were giving yourself crap about Skechers, and I've been listening to you. I bought Skechers when it was down this month, about $18 a share. Well, today I was sitting there and I saw what was getting ready to happen. I happened to sell at the $23 a share.
Yeah, it was actually up today. You know, it was really up considerably at one point. Then, you know, of course, we live in such a helter-skelter market where fluctuation is the norm nowadays that it went down to, what, I think it closed out up 11 cents, if I'm not mistaken.
It closed out at $20.80 a share, which is still roughly $2 above what I bought at, but I want to thank you. I've made a shitload of money off of that.
Oh, well, I appreciate it, man. I mean, that's what I'm talking about. I mean, you know, that's what true capitalist radio does there, Ken. All right, it's like you listen to Ghost, you're making money. You know what I'm talking about? And I know that you called in about the, you know, whether you should put in the guaranteed, I guess, retirement money into the small cap or the large cap mutual fund. I'm still bullish on small caps, Ken. I mean, I don't know if you've been looking at the merger and acquisition areas of business. They've been going up the ass. You know, no BS here. You know. So once again, Ken, I want to thank you for calling here. We got Goku on the line. What's up, Goku?
Hey, what's up, Ghost? How's it going?
Hey, before you talk, man, I'm going to open up another beer here. Let me go.
Yeah, go ahead.
Oh, yeah, there it is. Anyway, what's going on with you today, man?
Hey, nothing much. Just chilling back, relaxing here.
That's good to hear from you, man. You know, have you been trying to get that blog up and running, man? Spreading the word about what you believe in? I mean, look at what these idiots have done out there in Egypt, you know?
It's pathetic. Google seriously needs to do something about this. I mean, the government needs to do something about Google. They just forced.
They're not going to do anything about it. Let me tell you something. Google is proud of what they were able to do in Egypt. I mean, Egypt was an emerging market. Now, do I agree that, you know, Hansi Mubarak should have been there for 30 years? No. But inevitably, I mean, you know, they actually had emerging markets coming out of their country. I mean, $300 million a day in tourism, I mean, that's not peanuts, man. You know, $300 million a day times 7 days a week times 30 days a month times 365 days a year, that's a lot of money going into the country. And now, you know, there's no money. Nobody's going to go back there. I know I'm sure as hell not going to go back there. You know, Lara Logan sure as hell ain't going to go back there after being molested by those damn Egyptian Yehudis. I mean, you know, so inevitably they screwed themselves, you know. And I'm going to talk about the Iranian Revolution here in a second there, Goku, because that's one revolution besides the Tiananmen Square Revolution of 1989 that are really near and dear to my heart. Not to mention the situation that you were involved in personally there back in your history, the Serbian-Bosnian situation when there was ethnic cleansing. I mean, that was also a serious situation that Bill Clinton saw that, you know, there needed to be some kind of humanitarian effort involved in before, you know, things start really getting serious. And, you know, since then, you know, Serbia, Montenegro has put itself forth. And, you know, I don't know how good that market's been, but I'm sure it's a hell of a lot better than most Slobodan Milosevic or whatever that idiot's name was, you know?
Yeah. Like you said about Egypt, no one wants to go back there. I mean, they just, like you said, they put themselves back about 30 years destroying their own shops and their own city. That's not a revolution, it's a riot. That's
It's
not
a
an
damn
upright.
riot is right.
It's pathetic. I don't know. It's disgusting. No one wants to go there anymore. It's destroyed.
No, now are you kidding me? It doesn't matter what kind of Egyptian, pyramids or sphinxes or cat heads or whatever the hell they got over there. Nobody wants to go visit that crap, but they're going to be acting like a bunch of obnoxious jerkasses. And that's exactly what they did. They starved their own people. They choked their own people of revenue. They ruined their businesses. They broke their infrastructure. It's disgraceful, man. There was no intellectual foundation behind the Egyptian revolution other than Google and that goddamn whale Ghanem that should, put forth as one of the people that agitated this whole situation. If Egyptians are unhappy, if they're unhappy now, because they're still protesting in the streets. They're not, going away. They're not going home here. They're still protesting in the streets. So if they're still pissed off about it, why don't they go hang, the individuals that organized this particular revolution? That's what they did in the French Revolution.
Yeah.
If you read about the French...
Yeah.
No, go ahead.
Well, I'm just saying that's what they should have done to Whale Ghanem when they, whatever his name is, when they captured him. When they captured him for like 13 days, something like that, they should have killed him for doing this.
I wouldn't go that far, but I think they should have imprisoned him for a long period of time. Don't get me wrong. This right here is a threat. It's a treasonous act in any country. But, for Google to sponsor this asshole, and he's not even from Egypt. That's what really makes me sick. This guy's supposed to be some Middle Eastern correspondent for Google. And just imagine, he's getting paid Google executive pay. I don't know if you've looked at Google stock. It's over $600 a share, all right? Over $600 a share. Now, do you think Whale Ghanem, for the people, I'm doing it for the people. Do you actually believe that this idiot, is he really gives a shit about, the Egyptian people? He's making all this Google money. Do you think he really gives a crap?
No.
Honestly, Goku.
No, I don't think so. I don't think he does.
Yeah, man, of course he doesn't, man.
Hey.
Well, anyway, Goku, I want to thank you for calling, man, and we got 8 minutes left in the broadcast. We're going to take a couple more callers here, and then we're going to close out the program. Let's see what we got, man. We got 859. What's going on?
Hey, Jimmy here. I just wanted to say, man, you got a really good show, and I wanted to thank you for what you're doing. And only real thing you can do with this show is shove it up your ass and keep on rich.
All right, yeah, I can hear a bunch of 3 or 4 guys around a damn speakerphone having a circle jerk of the True Capitalist Radio Show, so that's pretty good for you. I hope that works out pretty well. How about Oliver James Walsh?
Yeah, I just want to say I really like your show, Goat, and I just wish you'd turn the mic up because I can't hear a fucking thing. And
here's that stupid limey. Why don't you go there and listen to some Boy George? You limeys were the one that fruited up America. You brought over Boy George, you brought over George Michael, all this. Do you really want to hurt me? Do you really want to make me cry? You're the assholes that brought that over here. That's why, we got glory holes at every damn public bathroom in America because of you stupid limey bastards. And just because it's okay, your wives accept the fact that, your assholes are used to deposit, men's semen, and there's no problem with it over there. We don't want to hear it, all right? We don't want to hear it, you toothless, limey bastards, all right? And as a matter of fact, I hate the Queen. How you like that, huh? I don't care about the Queen, all right? That's a primitive form of systems. Anybody who still worships monarchies is a primitive man, is a simplistic piece of trash. All right, and you can tell anybody I said that, you piece of crap. All right? While you're singing that fruit bowl. Will you really want to hurt me? Do you really want to make me mad? I got a song for you, you dumbass piece of crap, limey bastard, all right? This is from us, America, to you limey bastards, all right? You may think you're stronger, but my nuts hang much longer and longer. Amen. Yeah! Don't you understand that, boy? Huh? Do you understand that, you little limey queen worshiping bastard, huh? Go and save the queen. Oh, please shut up, all right? All right, just shut your stupid mouth. Anyway, we got 5 minutes left in the program. We're going to take a couple more callers, then we're going to close out the program. 501, you're on the air. Oh, wait a minute. I think I've already called on you, you piece of trash. Let's call somebody else. 000, you're on the air.
Hello.
What's up?
Hello. Yo, can you hear me?
Yeah, you sound like a limey bastard too. I don't want to talk to limey bastards right now. All right. I don't want to talk to limey pieces of trash right now. So let me go ahead and continue going. 251, you're on the air.
Yeah, Gus, want to invite you to the Vince and the Bay show tonight, 12 o'clock.
What?
So, want to invite you to the Vince and the Bay show tonight.
Yeah, I can't even understand you. Why don't you clean the crustaceans out of your throat left over by the glory hole sessions that you were serving this morning, and maybe I'll understand what you were saying there, son. Let's see who else is here. Another 000. Are you there?
What the fuck you hanging up? Yeah.
It's the same limey schmucks. Anyway, it's obvious that no one with any kind of pertinence is going to say anything. So we got 4 minutes left in the broadcast. Look, I am a sell on Skechers. Get rid of that piece of crap stock. Tomorrow, we're going to call the headquarters of Skechers, and we're not going to, not stop calling tomorrow until we get an answer from somebody up top to explain why exactly there was a dip in their stock and a dip in their earnings, considering that everybody else that was in the retail sector was kicking some freaking ass. All right, we're going to ask them about that. But once again, folks, if you've been keeping up with the True Capitalist portfolio, we suggested bullish on Coke February 4th. You would have got it at 53 and change. It's now closed out at 54.68. Dell Computer, we advised people bullish on it yesterday. You would have got in on it at 14 and change. It's now up 15.56. GE, we were bullish on it on February 8th. You would have got in on it at $20 and change. It's now 21.44. All right, up majorly. Same with GM. We were bullish on GM February 11th. You would have got in on it a little less or a little more than $36. It's up now $36.75. Intel, we were bullish on Intel on January 28th. And since then, you would have got in on it on the lower end, like 21.40 something. It's now up 21.75. All right, Xinguang Real Estate. If you would have heard us be bullish on it on February 11th, you would have got in on it on $2.40, maybe $2.39.38 and change. Now it's up $2.47. I mean, give me a break. I was bullish on metals. And what happened? Metals are going up the ass. I mean, I just could continue going on and on. 2 weeks ago, I was saying, hey, I'm bullish on commodities, and commodities are up the roof. We talked to Connor Young today to see if there's any investment to go into a possible investment in the adult entertainment industry. It looks like it's pretty saturated. So that's what I'm talking about, folks. It's all about capitalism when it comes to the True Capitalist radio show. So please, all right, add to your favorites or bookmarks blogtalkradio.com/ghost. All right? Spread it around like wildfire. And don't forget to like, those little stupid Facebook little push-em-a-bob things that are right there to your left. Push the like, all right? Push that you like the True Capitalist radio show. Spread it around like wildfire is what I'm saying, all right? I mean, put one of the cut and paste players of the True Capitalist Player and put it on all your social networking sites. No bull crap. All the individuals that are listening to me, whether live or in the archive, are done through word of mouth. There's no advertising in this program whatsoever. This is all done. Yeah, this is Internet Underground. If you want to talk about cyber culture, right here is what you want to talk about, folks. Anyway, I want to thank everybody for tuning in with me. Please follow me on Twitter. The Twitter name to follow is Ghost Politics, all one word, no underscores. Ghost Politics. And, of course, my email is the same name, Ghost Politics, but at yahoo.com. All right? Shoot me an email. Spread the link around like wildfire. And tomorrow I'll be here, same place, same time, 4 p.m. to 7 p.m. Central. I'm here Monday through freaking Friday. All right? So I'm out of here. Let me go ahead and get out of here. I hope to see you here tomorrow. And if you don't, and if you're not here tomorrow, you're a freaking milky licker. You're a freaking nipple clamp loving, butt plug up the ass looking, poser ass milky licker. I'm out of here.
You've been listening to True Capitalist Radio. The thoughts, views, ideas, comments, and opinions of the host of this show are absolutely his. Catch more live episodes Monday through Friday from 3:30 to 6:30 Central. Or
Boar's Head is bringing a slice of Japan to the deli. Introducing Boar's Head Ichiban Teriyaki-style chicken. Tender, slow-roasted chicken breast, coated in our signature teriyaki glaze, where ginger, garlic, and a hint of brown sugar meet for a flavor that's both sweet and savory. New Boar's Head Ichiban Teriyaki-style chicken. The bold flavor of Japan. Now at the deli. Only from Boar's Head. Compromise elsewhere.